Greetings from Podcastville. It's Monday, September 24th. The podcast is brought to you by On It. You know me, dog. I've been with On It for years now. I love their products, from the Shroom Tech Sport to the Shroom Tech Immune. You know me, I'm flying to Boston this weekend. I popped like 8 of those immunes on the plane because you don't know who's going to be on the plane. Foreigners, you don't know. And you always got to be prepared. But anyway, go to onit.com right now and press in.
Church.
And get 10% off your order. Listen, football season's in fucking hightail. The Cleveland Browns won after 2,000 fucking years. New England just lost 2 in a row. You could be making money. You understand me? You're like, Joey, how am I going to make money? You know how? My bookie. Listen, it's not what you bet is as important as who you're betting with. That's why I always tell people to bet with my bookie. I only recommend a service to my listeners that's been good to me, the church family. That's why I'm urging you to make your way to my bookie. You win, they pay. Now, this is what we're going to do this week. My bookie's so slammed with new bettors throughout the day. What they're going to do is they want you to have the best service possible. So, after 7 o'clock, they're going to give you an additional $25 free play on deposits over a yardstick. That's $100. So go to mybookie.com right now, or MyBookie will match your deposit dollar for dollar. Use promo code CHURCH. Kick this fucking mule, Lee. What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? Uncle Joey here. It's a beautiful day to be alive. I got guys that I want to be on the podcast for the last fucking 10 years, but I just don't bump into you as much as I used to.
We made it, man. Thanks for having us.
How was the weekend? Everybody having a good weekend?
Fuck, dude, I don't even know if weekends exist anymore, man. It's like, dude, we're comics. It's every day, yeah.
7:24, taking it to the hoop.
For me, the weekends are the worst because people are out, man. I do shit during the weekday because everyone's working.
Yeah, comics.
So that's when you go out and do shit.
You live the work week is basically a weekend as a comic, and then you're kind of reversed.
It's weird that the bullshit they sold us as kids. That
yeah, man.
We were going to work 35-hour weeks. If we were lucky, we were going to work 10 hours a week of overtime. And on Saturday, we had to mow the lawn. And then on Sunday, you got to get
pretty much everyone.
In-laws. Yeah, that's it.
Everyone we know doesn't live that lifestyle. I don't know.
Crazy.
Like out here in LA.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Yeah.
People don't have class. Not like that.
No.
These LA people don't have that type of class.
Fucking way.
They don't have a party unless a celebrity's coming over. And then, they have to make it a big fucking deal. But I'm talking about just, that was a dream that was sold to us.
They needed to sell it, though, in order for us to become consumers to run this fucking economy.
But that's the dream we were sold. That we were going to work 5 days a week and have 2 days off and put money away and then go on a cruise ship. And hope the motherfucker doesn't hit an iceberg.
You wear the shirt and tie during the week, sweater on the weekend, khakis.
And it's weird. It's a fucked up day when you come to realize that you got to work Saturdays and Sundays. That's a fucked up day. Like when you usually have to learn it. Most people learn it like at 17 or 18. Some motherfuckers learn it at 14. Like I learned it like at 14 on Saturday and Sunday. Cartoons are done. You know the cartoons you used to watch? They're done. It's over. That's it. No more Popeye. No more fucking Popeye. We got to get up. You got to go to the Bronx and run around the neighborhood and make sure there's no cop cars in the neighborhood. Shit like that. But you then you start with the fucking Sunday. And then you go to college or whatever and you realize that you're in the library on Saturday and Sunday. You really are. You're doing homework. Yeah. And if you're really doing something, you're in the library on Sunday or Saturday. Or you're with a group of people. So you're hungover, and you realize that if you're hungover, you can't really do the fucking work. So at what point do you realize that the American dream, the 40-hour week, was bullshit? I meet people out here that have 3 jobs, legit. A morning job, a fucking 2 nights a week they do something, and then on Saturday and Sunday they're banging out 10 hours a day at a coffee shop. And that's just to cover rent, car payment, and a fucking comedy show once a month.
Yeah.
Think about that. I remember when we got into comedy, this thing shifted. Like I always knew I wasn't going to be a positive influence in the regular workplace. Like I always knew. I knew it at the age of 10.
Did you ever have a 9-to-5 job ever?
I really tried to be an American. I really fucking tried to. But I knew as a kid I liked my mother's lifestyle. My mom owned a business and she worked nights. There was something about that freedom in the daytime when everybody else is at work that got my dick hard. That you could do whatever the fuck you want. So she would do an hour's worth of work from 9:30 to 10:30, open the bar, a bartender would come in, and she'd boogie out of there. She'd go home, finish what she was doing at home, catch the afternoon Met game, go home, cook dinner, and then jump back into Jersey at 6, and then work the bar till 3. So,
Were you always up late as a kid?
yes.
So from very young, you had late hours.
Yes. And then I always had a problem sleeping. And then when I did get to sleeping, she would wake me up at 3 a.m. when she got home anyway to tell me about her day and make me eat food. So I was always...
You're being groomed for comedy.
No, I didn't. I liked stand-up. I liked Pryor, the albums. But I thought it was always like a faraway goal or far away.
Back then, it was... I don't know how many people watched it and was like, hey, I can do that. Where now it seems a lot more accessible, obviously with podcasts and how much stand-up there is. Then it seems such a far away thing to be like, even say I want to do stand-up. People would be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
In the early 70s, it was David Brenner, it was Richard Pryor, it was George Carlin, and a couple other guys, and Freddie Prinze came along. There was a couple other guys that you knew from The Tonight Show if they were going to be on.
Yeah.
That you'd stay up. There was no DVR and...
No, yeah. If you fucking missed it, you
fucking done.
You had to take a piss, man. You better hold it.
So growing up in New York, you had the Honeymooners at 11, and then the Odd Couple 11:30. So from 11:30 to 12:15, you'd be physically pushing, 0, 11, 1, 1, and 4. There was no rewatch. What's that button that you
Last
push?
channel?
Last channel. There was no last channel. There was no last channel.
That's what you'd have to use when you were a kid watching softcore porn. If anyone else was in the house, you'd have to have your last channel queued up to something that you knew what it was. So if they walked in the room, there were titties, you could go to that I'm watching MTV. What are you talking about? Everything's cool.
Did either of your dads have VHS porn? Because I had to go. I had to remember the time where it was and make sure it rewinded back.
Well, let me tell you this. So we had a motel. I grew up in a motel my parents owned. So to special customers, they'd give them a descrambler. And so my dad would have to go downstairs in the basement and change the porno movie out like every hour. So we'd be watching Dallas and he'd be like, close your eyes at a commercial because he had to check to see if the porno was done. But he'd watch it for like 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm just fucking watching this. I'm like 4 years old watching pornos. And then he would go, the movie's almost done. So we got to go downstairs and change new porno.
So you grew up in a hotel.
Yeah. So the 9 to 5 job because my mom would run the motel during the day. And then my dad would stay there at night. And so then we used to live there. And then once my little sister was born, we got a house in town about a mile away because it was just too small.
You were always on call, though, at the hotel.
24/7 for 35 years.
What
my mom had that place.
Craziest shit you seen in a hotel?
Oh, Jesus, man. I mean, a lot of times my mom would be like, hey, can you go check to see if this guy hasn't checked in a few days? Nobody's seen him. I go in there and the dude's just dead. Either drank himself to death or fucking suicide. I mean, everything that you can fucking imagine. Like, because in the 80s, people would stay there. Like, families would stay if you're on a road trip. And then the 90s, people started going. This? It was in Valparaiso, Indiana.
What's the closest?
Chicago's like 60 miles away.
Wow.
So it's like, but it's pretty rural. We had a guy, he fucked a chicken to death in the early 2000s in there. And it was like a big piece. Like Leno did shit on it.
At the hotel or just in your town?
No, in the hotel.
Oh my God.
My dad found the feathers and like the carcass and shit.
Like, what was this guy wearing, a boa? Oh no, he's fucking chickens again.
And so he called the guy's mom because the guy's mom had put this guy. The guy was, he's really fucking off. You can see a picture of him online.
No.
Like one eye's down, like
I don't want to
below his cheekbone.
Those people with the fucked up eye.
And they're not smoking anything.
I don't trust people with those sleepy eyes. I never did. I got a sleepy eye. That's why I don't trust nobody with a sleepy eye. You know what I'm saying?
It's like looking in a mirror.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But the sleepy eye was from doing the coke. I got the sleepy eye from doing like more side on my right eye than the
We
left
just started.
eye.
Yeah, I got a droopy eyelid too. I got hit in the head with a 2x4
Well, that's a good
when I was a
excuse.
kid. So that would kind of fucking did some nerve damage.
That is fucking crazy, finding people. I would.
Yeah.
The last thing I'd ever want to do is find somebody dead from either a gunshot wound or a suicide. If I saw somebody hanging, I would fucking...
Oh, that would be, yeah. My brother found a guy who'd killed himself. This was like early 80s. He was probably like 6. We had geese in the backyard. So in the morning, he would have to let the geese out. And so we saw a guy in his car who would later we'd found out committed suicide. He ran a hose through the tailpipe, and this was probably like 83. And it turned out he had AIDS, and this was like before anybody knew anything about AIDS. So this guy just thought he was done, so he killed himself. And then my mom had to go clean out his trailer, and she was like, none of you guys can come in here because I don't want any of you guys to get AIDS, because people thought it was fucking airborne. People think you get it from a toilet seat. So she was just like, but somebody had to clean out the trailer and re-rent it.
How old were you in 85, 84?
85, I was like 6.
How old were you?
In 85, 4?
Yeah, 83.
83, I was 5. 5 years
do
old.
You remember the big? So obviously you remember the AIDS scare.
Mm-hmm.
Like people lost their fucking minds.
I remember even in the 90s, like with Magic Johnson, people thought he was a goner.
By 91, it was still, but 80, 86, oh my fucking God.
That was when they were talking about like handshakes and shit. You might get it from a fucking handshake.
Like, it was still fucking, poor gay men were getting fucking abused. But it helped me because that's when I went to prison. So they built an AIDS unit. And there was 6 beds, but they had 4 of them in the bed. Like 4 guys with HIV in the unit. So it was
room.
It was 2 rooms that were open. And there were 2 units that were open, and I would hang out in there. Like everybody knew to hang out in the AIDS unit because they explained it to us. There was 4 guys that had HIV. So instead of people being weird to them, they came out and would talk to us about it. And none of the 4 guys were gay. Or that's what they told us at the time. They told us they had all gotten it from intravenous use. And, listen, I don't have HIV, so obviously hanging out with them people didn't get me sick, But it was really like, that's how even prisons that don't give a fuck, prisons don't give a fuck. They work a year behind schedule. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it came to HIV, everybody went fucking quick, fast. Like, in a way, it was kind of like governmental, but it was, in a way, it was like, let's build something to get away from these fucking people. Like, here's this prison camp that was there since Lincoln was there. And right next to it, all of a sudden, they built this beautiful fucking 6-room condo with fucking a kitchen, a microwave, refrigerator, the whole fucking deal. It was tremendous to watch. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
It's tough though tough thing to have to get the HIV to get into the nice digs.
Yeah,
it's a tough price to pay.
Price of admission's a little pricey.
You're like, I'll be a friend of theirs and go hang out.
But how crazy is this that those guys got me through that prison sentence?
Yeah, it's
like it was me, him. There was 4 or 5 of us that hung out full time in the HIV unit, and there were 2 particular guys that had HIV that hung with us, and they were hilarious. The one black, we would gamble big in there. They controlled all the gambling, like we controlled 1/3 of the gambling in the prison, and the one black guy that had HIV would just taunt you. And you couldn't beat him up because he already had AIDS. Right? He already had AIDS. He was going to die. So he would just go, Danis, it looks like your team. Who'd you bet? The Browns? It looks like, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, but she's busting out of the limo right now. And he would go, waka, 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 ah. And that's what he would do to people. He would just torment them.
Fucking taunting guys?
He would just taunt people to death. He would just keep going, waka, 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 ah. Oh my God! There was a Mexican guy that was like the original leader of the Mayans.
Oh, the fucking
like the motorcycle gang. Like he looked like it. The whole thing.
Yeah.
He had the tattoos everywhere, but he was a heroin guy, and the HIV guys were still doing heroin in there. Nobody bothered them. Fuck. Like that's how much people didn't care to even fuck with them.
Damn.
How many guys do you think who you did time with have seen you on something? Like, is that fucking...
I don't think anybody.
You don't think anybody?
Can you open that door real quick? I'm getting fucking...
How expensive are needles? Like, why is everyone sharing needles all the goddamn time?
Because when you're getting high, right? When you're getting high and you're in that fucking world, us 3 hook up and it's like the way we smoke a joint. We share a needle.
You don't you? Oh,
Listen,
that's
Lee.
so fucking
Lee,
scary.
Lee, do I share needles? No.
No, I know you don't.
It's like I fucking share
People are
needles.
still sharing needles now, and they know shit.
Yeah.
Like back then, they didn't know
Like,
shit.
I don't share fucking needles, so I don't know anything about that world. But it's weird that's when you're getting high, you're that far gone.
Yeah.
You're that far gone.
Yeah, I don't think the priorities are, let me make sure that
I just met him at the train station in North Hollywood, okay? I just met him at the train station in North Hollywood. He got me to a guy that sold me a $4 bag of H, and part of his thing is that he gets a taste. So now we walk over, we get to meet each other. You're from whatever, Boston, I'm from Jersey, holy shit. You're a Boston Red Sox, I like the Yankees. We come over here, and it's just like when a guy tells you he's got HIV. We come over here, and also we're like, all right, and I go, I don't have a rig. I don't have a rig, and I haven't used in 10 hours. So I'm going to look at him and go, he looks like a pretty trustworthy guy. Right? He's from Boston. I mean, what kind of HIV can he have? What kind of disease can he have?
It's the same as not using a condom.
And
I
it's
mean,
like,
it happens all the
it's
fucking
like,
time.
boom,
You're like,
boom, and all of a sudden I shoot, and 10 years from now I got a cough. I'm getting a little dizzy. I go to the hospital, and they tell me I have HIV. And I go, yeah, but I'm not gay.
Yeah.
I know you're not gay. We know that. No, whatever. However it gets transmitted, that's how quick it is.
Well, did you hear about the and I forget the name of the group, but it was like punk rock artists in Cuba who specifically infected themselves with HIV or AIDS to they got put into a little some housing with just them, so they wouldn't get messed with anymore.
Same thing.
You look over at a guy, he's like, I got fucking HIV. And they give me all these benefits. Who knows? Who the fuck knows why they do that shit? I don't live in Cuba, so I can't tell you. Maybe if I lived in Cuba, I'd shoot myself with I go down to the local CVS. You know what I'm saying? I want the heavy duty flu shot today. Give me the one on the rocks. You know what I'm saying? Give me the one that gives you a fucking cough and foot sores. You know what I'm saying? So I can really complete the fucking process. I don't know why. Where do you get this shit, Lee? You have too much time on your fucking hands to read this shit.
Are you a fan of the
Because I don't
band?
see this shit.
No, you never saw it? I think it was like a Vice video or something.
No, I don't look at
You
that
never
shit.
saw
I got, I'm trying to feed a family. I ain't got time to look at a Vice video.
I thought you
No, I don't give a fuck.
Cuba, no?
I don't give a fuck. That's what people send me videos. I just put a thumbs up and keep moving on with my life.
Yeah.
I don't look at your fucking video. I ain't got time. I might press that thing. Next thing you know, I voted for Trump in Russia. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you changed. I don't have video.
People always think you have the weirdest allegiance to shit just because you fucking
people
came
think you
from
have
there
all
for
this time.
Yeah.
Who the fuck has time? I wish I had time to sit in front of a computer and see who's tweeting what and what time. I don't. I get on there, I say what I got to do, and I move the fuck on.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody calls me and they go, hey, I just sent you the details. I tweeted it to you on Twitter, the message thing, and I'll look at that, or I'll tweet them the address to the podcast studio. But besides that, I don't read any articles on the fucking computer. Nor do I give a fuck. If it's not on Yahoo, when I click in, if it's not that first article on Yahoo,
You're out.
And I even give Yahoo an extra second to click in that second one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The first one is always some Trump shit. Then the second one, they show people running in a tropical storm. That's it. Yahoo's always the same. It just clicks on.
It's no more Kardashian stuff?
No, they don't give a fuck anymore.
You got to scroll down pretty far to get to that shit.
I don't even scroll. Like I was
Just give them that top, and that's it.
I don't give a fuck about the news.
But you watch World News Tonight, whatever that is.
I watch World News Tonight because I have dinner like a family person. And at 6:30, you can't just run on your fucking family. So you sit there, you put TV on. And I like the old lady, the blonde lady, for fucking 10 years. I liked her, Diane Sawyer. Now she retired. She moved on. She went on to interview somebody last week, Sally Field, big Yahoo. I was really excited about seeing that one, Diane Sawyer.
She's been since Burt Reynolds. Doesn't she have a book out or something too at the same time? She dated Burt Reynolds, right? Or married?
Yeah.
Is she married?
Yeah, no.
I just see her everywhere now that once he passed away, you keep seeing stuff about
I
Sally
tell you
Field.
what, man, Sally Field looks like $1 million fucking bucks. I don't think she did plastic surgery.
No, I think she let it go naturally, which is fucking rare,
Yeah,
even
which is
for
rare.
dudes. You look at Elon Musk. Have you ever seen that dude?
No.
You see what he used to look like when he was 21? Just fucking bald. This dude's now got hair plugs. Looks like he has chin implants. All this shit.
Yeah, I saw him smoke the joint on Rogan. I didn't really look at his appearance.
Isn't that crazy that shit
And then the
changed
background
the
check.
stock price?
what that did for me was let you know that podcasts, now people are going to pay more attention to podcasts.
Yeah.
That was just a step up. When Obama did Marin, when Obama did Marin, that was a step up for people.
Yeah.
Like fucking Obama did Marin. That's a pretty step up. Now Elon Musk goes on Rogan and smokes a joint on Rogan. That just gave podcasts an up. I mean, the television industry went home that night. No, we'll lose.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah.
They couldn't get him on. They couldn't get him to smoke on World News Tonight.
Diane Sawyer doesn't smoke.
Sawyer didn't get him to smoke.
She quit.
Not even Vice got him to smoke. Fuck that whole marijuana channel. What's another one they got? Fuck you guys too. He went on Rogan, took a joint, hit a joint of it like he had been doing it for years. His eye opened up. He looked like Lee. He looked like Lee when he does the bong hit. The eyes go backwards and shit. But that just upped it for everybody. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
I think it was that same week or the week before, Marin had Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
So it was like, fuck,
That
between the
ups
two of
game.
them.
That's tremendous.
Could you imagine that? Like, that podcast caused a multi-billion-dollar company to go down like 6%. I mean, what a fucking power.
But then a
move,
week later,
man.
he's on World News Tonight. He's sending people to the moon, and people are signing up.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to affect him crazy.
They don't give a
The
fuck.
short-term thing.
And I wouldn't listen to me. There is no way on earth that they're going to let somebody regular go up in the fucking moon. That's never going to happen.
It's a Chinese billionaire. That's who got it. So.
Listen to me. It doesn't matter about the Chinese billionaire. I don't care who the richest guy in the world is. That plane will blow up like with that school teacher in 85.
yeah.
I'll never forget that thing going up and me going, she's never going to make it. I swear to my daughter, Mercy, that I never got a premonition like that before. I remember still I was at a video store in Snowmass Village, Colorado, and I was working, and I had the TV on, and a bunch of people walked in. And even before they launched, I go, that thing is not going to make it because they don't want to give the American public the idea that they
Like,
ever
oh,
could go to. Yeah.
They're like, oh shit, we got to listen to this guy. What should we rent?
I didn't say it.
Yeah.
When they all started yelling at the thing is going down. The school teacher from Florida is dead. That's a message. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I was watching that live in first grade.
Yeah, we all
The
were.
teachers were like, let's turn that off.
Turn that the fuck off. That killed people. But in my heart, I swear to God, I knew that mission was never going to be complete because they're not going to let that happen. NASA's spent billions of dollars
To just have
of going to the fucking moon.
regular Joes just go up to fucking...
Elon Musk keeps failing at a fucking self-driving car. You're going to trust a rocket ship to the moon, you fucking dummies? Really?
Would you get in the car, though?
Not even $1 million. Not even for $1 million would I get in a self-driving car.
Fuck
That is the dumbest white people shit in the fucking world. You got to be the dumbest. What's that thing they call white? Not supremacy, but privilege kind of shit ever that you get in a white car. You deserve to fucking die on the 405. Like you deserve for a truck to jump the HOV lane and to catch you and for your car to go in flames. Don't ever let that happen either.
You can't make it happen.
Don't ever let that happen either. Because that's that'll be responsible for one fucking accident per week, one of those fucking stupid cars.
Or somebody takes over the grid and it's responsible for like 200,000 people dying at fucking once.
No. All that shit will never happen. This guy's, I don't care if it's a Chinese billionaire, that thing will get shot down before it even starts. If you think Kennedy's head blew up when that fucking bullet hit him, wait till you see that rocket blow up. And there's a complication, and it's set back 3 years, and by that time, nobody wants to go to the moon. Mind your fucking business. That'll never happen.
Well, there's people who've signed up to be the first group of people to move to Mars permanently.
Yeah, and I know people who signed up to get up the ass with Shaquille O'Neal. That don't mean he's gonna put that big black dick up their fucking asshole either.
You need some old school guys, like those badass guys, the first guys to go to the moon. Like those guys could handle some shit.
Listen, I could sell you. I could bet all of you motherfuckers. I could disappear for 5 years and come back and sell Mars vacations on fucking late night TV. Like I'll come up at midnight with a mustache and start selling Mars vacation. Vibrators, operators are there right now waiting for your call. Here's a brochure to Mars. It'd be just funny how many pamphlets you would send out.
Yeah.
And how many people you would close and get a deposit on. I guarantee you I would get, if I sent out 100 pamphlets a week, I would close 20 of those people a week. That's how good I am now, especially now at this age. But I don't give a fuck. I was killing people on the phones when I was 21. I can't imagine what I could do to you now on the fucking phone.
With fucking Mars timeshares.
Mars timeshares. Grab your American Express card. This is how easy this is. It's $50,000. I'm not looking for $50,000. We're looking for a $20,000 initial investment down payment. Yeah, but my attorney can't see anything because your attorney's going to talk you out of it because it's a trip to Mars. They're going to think you're fucking crazy, okay? What we're going to do is this. Grab the American Express card. It starts with a 5. I think it starts with a 5. That's Discover, whatever. What's it start with? And every time they reject you, how's your name start on the card? It's Jose, right? Give me the J. How does it start? J. You just keep closing. And I will get 20 motherfuckers to sign up for Mars trips and never see Ugats.
Joey Mars Diaz.
Joey Mars Diaz. I will send you to wherever you want to go if you let me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you let me, I'll send you wherever you want to go.
There's enough people out there.
There's enough fucking morons. There's still people at home that are taking calls, that are going to the bank and paying somebody on the corner because the IRS is coming to their house to fucking rob them. There's still people paying people online that get emails that they've inherited $1 million, but it went through London, and you got to pay a Nigerian called Maluk $100,000 via fucking Africa. There's people that fall for that dumb shit every day. I see it. I see people. I tell Lee all the time why he hasn't borrowed $20,000 and opened up a podcasting school and put a picture of Joe Rogan. Be like Joe Rogan and put billboards already. Put billboards all over Hollywood.
Yeah.
Put one in front of the Grumblings, one of those shitty improv groups.
The Growlings?
All those shitty groups. Yeah, where you going from there? The Grumblings. You know what I'm saying?
Man, dude, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, but he don't want to do it.
Or do the late night talk show. Sell fucking tapes of you teaching people how to podcast.
Oh, you have no idea.
Clean up, man.
Clean up. When I first got acting teachers, there's acting teachers getting their balls fanned right now. And there's a dad writing a check because they're going to teach movement. Get the fuck out of here. Where do you think Queen Latifah learned how to move? And Ice Cube in the ghetto. How come they could act? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just cannot fathom it. I met kids along the way that told me that I would bump into it 7 years later. I'm like, you still go to acting class? Yeah, she told me I'm not ready yet. I saw a guy that wasn't ready for 10 years. Then he became an agent, and then he got out of the business altogether. 10 years. He spent 6 years at Havana Chubbuck, and then 4 at the other rip-off school on La Brea.
And then fucking think about those stand-up classes, too. It's like, how are you going to teach anybody how to do fucking stand-up?
I wouldn't pay for one of those. I wouldn't pay $50 over $50. I'd pay for a $50 stand-up workshop from a fucking working comic.
Yeah.
But how often is it that's the teacher? Very rare.
$50 is the most you should pay for a 3-hour seminar on something.
Yeah.
But some of these are like multi-week. Remember they used to do the belly room? What is it? Greg Dean's Comedy School.
Where is Greg Dean?
I don't know.
Disappeared.
Somebody shot him.
He gave me his book once on stand-up comedy because I used to work the phones when they would do that. And I mean, it's nonsense.
I think that a comic needs a little guidance and he wants to ask a couple questions in the beginning.
Or just do a show.
Or from like a veteran comic.
A friendly environment. They give you that very friendly first show where it's all the students go up. So it's kind of like a padded room.
I paid $35 for 3 weeks.
You did?
Yeah.
That's not for...
It was 3 hours every Sunday for 3 weeks. He covered comedy, stand-up, then we did a performance, and he gave you a little bit of critique.
But did he at all try to, like, stifle, like, if you... Say you had a joke that was, like, really you, and they're like, well, I don't know if that's going to fucking work. Why don't you do, hey, I look like so-and-so had a baby or something? Did they ever try to pull that?
At that time, it was really basic 101.
Okay.
Open up with your second best joke, close with your best joke.
Who was the teacher?
His name was, you know what? I think he's pissed at me for something. So every once in a while I hit him up on Facebook. He's never hit me back. Nothing I give a fuck. He's in Florida teaching improv classes or some shit, you know.
Yeah. Figure you'd be one of his number one students.
Yeah, he was like a stand-up guy. And then early on he went to Ships, and him and his wife were like a comedy team that were part of... Him and his wife were like part of an improv troupe that was like Fleetwood Mac. Like everybody started fucking everybody else's wife in the troupe and shit. And it wasn't funny
fucking
anymore.
Drama behind the improv
Yeah, it was
group.
like when I first joined up with him. I took that as a continuing education class at the University of Colorado.
But you did it to like just get just get comfortable on stage. Because I mean, stand-up as an art form, like, you know, you're going to have to fucking eat shit for years.
A lot of people don't think that.
I mean,
No,
Yeah, a lot of
some
people
people-
think that.
I've heard. Have you ever heard comics? I've never bombed once.
Oh no! I know comics that destroy every night,
Oh yeah, all the time.
and that's how you know right there when they tell you that. Yeah, okay, good.
But you've seen them, and you're like, what?
Yeah. Oh no! It's
I'm watching, but yeah, you destroyed.
what about the guys that you see years later? They tell you they're destroyed, and they haven't written a joke
yeah.
since you saw them 4 years earlier.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that really scare the fuck out of me. But
Or
that's-
the guys that you've seen on their HBO special in like the 80s, and then you see them and they're doing the same shit.
Now, which one of you guys worked at the store?
We both did, yeah.
Both of you. So what
Years.
year did you get there?
He started. We both. I showed up there. I moved here in 2003, early 2003. He started working at the store. What, a year before me?
Yeah, I was there. I started working in 2003 at the store. I did the open mic for like 9 months. Started like Thanksgiving-ish, 2002. And then, I got hired probably like 9 months later to
How long
work.
did you work there for?
4 years.
Did you become a regular? She make you a
Yeah.
regular?
She was at that weird time where, she like I showcased for her, I don't know, a dozen times. And every time she fucking did nothing.
It's the worst.
And do you remember when you used to go up front? Like, it was the only time I ever had like shortness of breath, and you're like, this never happens. And then she's in there, and the way she would ice that room, I mean, you'd be like a child. It was like you never did stand up before.
They would. So we got hired. I got hired there after him, and it was a different era there. There was no audiences there really at all.
Nobody.
Dead.
Dean Gelber ran it. Mitzi wasn't coming around.
And Tommy would come up to you and be like, "Wow, Mitzi's coming in tonight. You guys have to showcase for your jobs." It's like, wait,
Which is all illegal now when you think about like this shit.
So to keep your job, you'd have to go up in front of Mitzi, and if she deemed you not, like, you could lose your job because of a bad set, and so you'd be terrified. And you would see, like I remember seeing Chris Rock look in the room, and he was gonna go up, and then he turned the corner, saw Mitzi in the seat she always sat in, out. He was gone. He's like, yeah, I'm good, thanks. No, I'm not gonna go up.
I never. Listen, I don't know if I don't know what the guy's name is. He's still around. I get up there. I'm the host on a Sunday night.
When we started, you were hosting.
I was hosting on Sunday nights.
The Cuban egg roll.
So I used to host, take my dick out.
Yeah.
Fucked up. I took my dick out if you were on stage behind the curtain. I knew how to get them behind the.
Ari Shafir once hit me in the balls from behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I was on stage.
I figured out how to go from behind the curtain to the stage and take my dick out at you.
You could get great laughs back there because
Oh
the
my
comic
God.
would have no clue. They think they were killing.
I did it to somebody, and she bombed every time. She bombed for 20 fucking years up there. Mitzi just liked her because there was something about her.
There's
She
a
was
handful
edgy,
of those.
And I took the curtain, and I got completely naked, and she was on stage. So it was like 19. That's when there was scattering of people.
Yeah.
23 scattered in the room, which sucks dick in the original room.
Oh, it's horrible.
And I would just open up the curtain and go like this, like with the curtain open, and then I would just close it.
And she would think she was slaying.
Oh my God.
She would
And
think
then
she
I
was
got-
killing.
And then I got dressed and went out there and watched her like shake everybody's hand. Like she was like, "Oh my God, thank you." And they're like, "You killed." And she ended up suing Don Barris a couple years later.
I know. I know.
I'm not
that.
saying her name, but we know exactly who you're
so
talking
one
about.
Sunday night I'm down there, and there's a guy with a wig. Now listen, if you're missing an arm, or you got a fucked up eyeball, or you're missing a foot, I'm with you if you're doing comedy. If you're in a wheelchair, but if you're a comic and you have a wig, it's gonna be a tough night for you. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like this was a fucking rug. That was a good rug. It was an expensive rug, but it was a rug.
Yeah.
Now I'm at the door, and in those days, I took every ear beating imaginable because I was. She used to let me host the 10 to close. So I'm getting every comic in America chucking me up.
We hosted there. We hosted the open mic there for years.
Yeah, so
we're
you know.
getting
Everybody.
headshots.
Oh,
You're everyone's best
whatever
friend.
you want. You're everybody's best
Paulie
friend.
told me I could come in and get a fucking spot.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
My
Like,
uncle's Dean's landlord. He told me to come in tonight.
Yeah.
it's fucking crazy.
But then when you say I don't have time, you've never lost a friend so fast.
So she's like, he's telling me that he just opened up for Ron White, and he blew Ron White off the stage. And I'm sitting there in those days, like I was already hip. I'm like, that's great, man.
Yeah.
You know, all I'm thinking about is doing this Coke rock that's in my pocket. I can't wait till Eddie Griffin gets here and I can put him up. Because I
remember that. You used to leave. You'd be like halfway through and then you would fucking go, man.
Done.
You were quick.
I figured it out. I was doing 10 up
You give it over to Don Barris.
I give it to Don Barris. Yeah. It's all yours.
You would get your shit in and you'd be like, where'd Joey? And your car was out.
No drama from Uncle Joey at all. So I'm listening to this guy. It's an early Sunday. I'm there early. I'm not hosting. I'm hosting 10. But it's like 7. And he's waiting because he got somebody offered him a job as a doorman. So sure enough, whoever gave the job as a doorman, he puts his T-shirt on, and he admits he's sure. He's been a doorman an hour. And they say, do you want to go up? And he goes, yeah, I just blew off Ron White on stage and all this shit, talking shit. And I'm sitting there, and I actually went up there just to see what was going to happen.
Because you knew something.
Come on, dog. I'm done. I'm over. Come on. I've heard every fucking story.
Especially there.
I told most of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I told half these stories. You're going to tell me these fucking stories?
But especially there, you know the OR is going to give him a beating.
I know the original room's going to give him a beating. He goes up with his Comedy Store shirt on. At the 1 minute mark, she's in the back going fucking AWOL.
Light him.
Light him. Light him. Oh my God, he's got a wig. Light him.
Get him off my stage. You can hear it. You can hear it.
You can hear it. She fired him. She fired him.
Oh, yeah.
When he got off the stage, they go, you're fired. Can we get the T-shirt back? And he had to take the T-shirt off. He threw it at the manager. Fuck you.
Take your wig and go home.
Yeah, take your wig and go home.
Fucking hour in.
Bro, he was pissed. He walked down that block yelling at the Comedy Store, fuck you. I'm a great fucking comic. She's put PTSD on people. That was PTSD.
Well, you want to see it? Watch Comedians in Cars when Shandling and Seinfeld. He takes him to the Comedy Store, and Seinfeld's like, "I don't want to go there." You could see it in his eyes. He's like, because she wouldn't pass him, and he's like, "I don't want to go in the building." And he convinced him, and then he went in, and that's when he came back. Whenever he went back to the Comedy Store, he was like, "Oh yeah, this is a good room."
It's fucking.
Well, you could tell.
Crazy. That
It's
was crazy.
It was. It's also. I love the comics too that are like, oh, I can't do 3 minutes. I'm used to doing 45. I can't do fucking 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see how
that'll work out.
Let's how that 3 goes.
Let's see how that 3 goes.
Not one laugh. That's weird.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
We used to have a lot of Stanhope wannabes in 2000, and she would throw them off the stage. And then one night we got a guy and they would do stolen material from Comedy Store comics in front of her. That's when you should be shot. Like,
Yeah.
And most of those comics are in the room, so it's like, that's mine. That's mine.
He stole this whole thing on Bill Hicks, and the whole room turned on him in front of Mitzi Shaw. Like everybody. Like that was one of my favorite Bill Hicks bits. Why would you wear a cross around your neck? That's the last thing Jesus wants to see when he comes back. He had the balls to say that joke. And I remember, like, my goose hairs went up, and half the room was like, not, you could steal, but it ain't that bueno to take that one. And she was like, get him off. She threw on this other kid that came up here to be the next Bill Hicks out of Houston. She threw him out of there. She was like, get him out.
You imagine you get tossed out. And then when you get tossed out of there, you're done for good.
I'll never forget that. His manager walked in with him. But on the walk out, he walked out, and his manager was 10 feet behind him. I will never, ever forget that. Like, that is fucking human. Like, that relationship ended on the plane.
Dude, I couldn't imagine. Did you do the open mic at the Comedy Store? Or did you?
No.
Because I couldn't imagine just going in there. Like, because you know that room has such a fucking weird vibe to it. Like, we started out doing the open mic for a long time. Like, there's a level of comfort you have to get in that room before you can fucking make that thing work for you.
Oh, my God.
We were open micing with the legends back when they did, like, the freak show open mic. So Gaylord Ziggler, Scotty Barron, like, we're talking the OG.
What happened to Gaylord Ziggler? Why was I accused of murdering him? Like, I read that years later. They even hired an investigator to see if I murdered him. What? I never touched that guy.
No, there was a guy, Mickey, his best friend, who admitted to hitting him with a beer bottle in the head in an alley.
And left him.
We thought he murdered him. And so Mac Lindsay actually, like, went to the police to try to, like, have this shit solved.
Mac Lindsay was the kid with the nose earring.
And tattoos, yeah.
Where is he?
He's in New York. We
York,
just saw him in
yeah.
July. We were in New York.
What's he doing?
He is a phlebotomist, so he takes blood at hospitals, and he's like going back to school. Very bright dude.
The dude runs.
Very smart.
He runs like 8 miles a day.
He got out of stand-up.
No,
He's back now. He's
still
back.
doing a little bit.
He was great. When I saw him, he has this
He
new
was a
fucking-
great writer, but something was not there. And I heard they told him to leave or something. Nice kid.
It was almost like if he was doing really well, he would try to push it to the
right.
limit.
They asked him nicely. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's time for you to leave. It's
But
nice
he's
kid.
fucking funny, man.
Yeah,
He's
it was
funny.
naturally funny.
Yeah.
But Gaylord Ziggler.
Ari Shaffir held a trial when he was hosting. He held a trial for this guy, Mickey. Well, did you kill him? Did you kill Gaylord? And he held the whole trial in front of the whole audience.
They did a documentary.
On Gaylord,
And they wanted to interview me to see if I killed him. I'm like,
I never heard your name.
I didn't know who.
How are you associated
because
with
he
it?
used to torment me.
Really?
Gaylord.
Gaylord would torment. I'm very tormentable.
What?
And if it was one of those people,
Are you serious?
He used to torment
What
me.
would he do to you?
He just talk to me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like just ask me stupid questions constantly. When I was like, when I had $18, but I needed $25 to get half a gram of coke. When I was $7 away, the last thing I needed was a question from Gaylord Ziggler. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that. I can see that.
I'm trying to say to you, like the last thing I fucking need is a question from Gaylord Ziggler. But he would ask me 50 questions a night.
Was it him you would throw ice at? Was that the count, or was it Scotty Barron? Wasn't one of them you hated? Was it Scotty?
Yeah, somebody got it. You used to get into it with somebody. It might have been. Maybe it was Gaylord, because if you say that he was always fucking with you,
I remember
or always.
you would come in and throw ice at somebody while they were on stage. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, yeah, you did. If you were there early, you would go in and
Listen, dog. You gotta figure from '97 when I walked in there to about 2000, the screws weren't really tight. If I look back at it, like the screws were not tightened yet.
yeah,
The criminal instincts were lowering, and the comedy confidence was getting a little higher. But I would still slit your fucking throat. Like I would still rob you if I had to. Like I still did a lot of creepy little things that nobody knew at that time. But at that time, I was still a little bit on the crazy side. Then I had the beef with the guy who I told not to touch the fucking microphone. It doesn't take it. When you do comedy, the most important thing about doing comedy is being intelligent and being courteous to the guy behind you. You'll never, nobody ever tell you that I run a light.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
run a light in front of me, dog.
Yeah.
When that light comes on, it means to get the fuck off in 2 of the fuck minutes. That's it. Once you do that, you're disrespecting what we're about.
Yeah.
So I'm very respectful to the comedian. Okay, but you want to lose my respect, do dumb shit. If you're sitting there watching him on stage and you see that dodo keeps hitting the microphone and it's loosening, do me a favor when you come up. Don't touch that fucking microphone. I don't give a fuck what your act calls for, okay? You're going to break the fucking mic because Dodo over here, he ain't coming back ever. Like, don't worry about it. He ain't ever coming back here. We already made a note in the back that he fucking broke the microphone. So now you come up here and you're going to touch the microphone. So I'm sitting in the back and I tell the kid, do me a favor. Don't touch the microphone because it's about to break. There's 100 people on a Sunday night. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't fuck me tonight.
Yeah.
We've been working on 64 people every Sunday for the last 2 months.
Yeah, this is a
We
night.
got 120. Don't touch the mic. What do you think this motherfucker went up there and did?
First
Grab
thing.
that motherfucker.
Grabbed the fucking mic and it broke. Shut down the show for 6 minutes. And you might as well fart in the room and stab somebody and hang Anthony Bourdain in front of everybody. Just come in with Anthony and hang him. You ain't getting a laugh now for another 30 fucking minutes.
That show's all about momentum, and you break that.
Yes,
shit, you're
yes.
fucked.
When that guy had a plan, he couldn't deviate.
Yes, when you got the 3 minutes momentum going in the room and good open micers are going up and they're fucking improvising and they're bombing and they're improvising the bomb.
And you're going up there, you come and say a couple funny things, you get those laughs, you bring the next guy up.
Yeah, and this motherfucker, after I told him, now, here's the other part of that story. I get it. I didn't become a comic because I follow rules. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I get it.
Yeah.
But You see that the fucking microphone is...
But some rules are
The string is barely hanging off.
especially
barely
there.
hanging
Those
off.
mics are from like most of those mics were from the Kinnison era. They were all fucked up. They were dented as fuck.
Yeah.
Dice rebought them, and then Rogan
did.
Rogan rebought them.
Yeah.
So Rogan paid for the system, and Dice paid for something. But that night when he got off, and I got off, I went up to him like a man. I go, "Hey man, I asked you like a man not to touch the microphone." He threw a verbal tirade at me. That ended up not bueno for him. That's not fucking. He got thrown out of there. And then he attacked me in San Diego, and I hit him with a cue ball. Remember the fucking.
This is like fucking a Seagal movie.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Like,
remember the little table they had? It wasn't a pool table.
Foosball, wasn't it?
It was not foosball. It wasn't foosball. It still has pool sticks.
Yeah.
Because it has little things in the middle.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, like a fucking miniature
When
where you
they
hit
called La Jolla and said they were there to threaten me, I took all of those, put them in my pockets, put one out in the flower plants in the front. I took every knife from the kitchen. No bartenders could cut lemons. Every drink was given that night with fucking no lemons in them. I had every knife in the fucking building. Oh my God. And I saw them make the left turn onto Main Street, and I saw them pull out water pistols. And as they were about to throw water pistols, I unleashed one of those cue balls at their car, and it dented, and they fucking ran off into the night. And they called the Hollywood Comedy Store, and they called the police on me and everything. Yeah, I had beefs from those fucking Sundays, because it was a thin line between mental health. Now, Boom Chakalaka, you could tell they let him on Sundays for Spinneret Day, right?
Yeah.
20 years. You could tell they let him on Sundays to see the birds and different colors. I never had a problem with him. I also got accused of lighting one guy on fire one night and would lock himself in the bathroom.
Wait, John, was Zap? Eprovaya. Yeah, he's accused us a few times.
I got a call in Miami one day. Did you light him on fire in the bathroom? I'm out of the fucking state. Stop accusing me of doing shit to people. They lit him on fire in the men's bathroom.
Oh no, they locked him in.
They locked him in the bathroom, and they put toilet paper in the window, and they lit it on fire, and he's in there banging the fucking door.
Did you let him on fire at a different point or no?
No, I think I did something else to him, but it was at a different point. We would always lock him in the bathroom. That was a given. We always locked him. As soon as he got there, I went up to him with a Heineken. Here you go, I don't drink. Here, have a water.
There was a night where Robin Williams was in there in the store, and we've been working there for a long time. And Aprovaya, Mitzi would let him close the open mic for like 25 years. So he saw Robin Williams coming, all these guys come and go. But when they would come back, he was like stuck, like a fucking mosquito stuck in the amp, like from 100 years ago.
Doing the same bits.
So we see Robin Williams watching him from the back of the OR.
And there's nobody in the OR. It's just Robin Williams
and Bob
in the back watching Bob, and we're standing in the back hallway.
And O'Neill goes, "You ever see this? Do you remember this guy?" And he turns to us and he goes, "No, I've never seen that guy in my life." Looked like he saw a ghost, and he fucking bounced out of the club. We went outside to go, "Where'd he go?" He disappeared. Like
he was in rehab 3 weeks later.
He was spooked.
It was a fucking.
He was fucking spooked.
And we knew that he knew him because Don said he used to do an impression of Eprovaya.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, he knew him." And so yeah, I think seeing him of like, my life has gone so far in one direction. This guy's been stuck in this same exact spot, doing the same exact thing.
There was a couple people who had mental health issues in those days.
Yeah.
It was very heavy mental health on Sunday nights.
Yes, it's changed a lot.
Yeah, it changed a lot.
And that's how we were able to stand out, just because we were normal guys.
There were employees who had mental health issues.
Listen, when I got there was a little couple of employees that were a little on the crazy side. White dudes.
Yeah.
They looked like Leonard Skinner. There was like four of them. And one of them OD'd in the back on heroin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This was 97. And then they cleaned up a little bit. The store cleaned up. But the OR, the open mic side of it stayed. It's fucking crazy.
There's still some crazy people who I see at open mic.
They cleaned it up, though, compared to what it was. It was like, it would be like, sometimes it was no normal people because you had to draw those numbers. So sometimes it would just be all insanity.
There was a girl that was really pretty that used to show up sometimes on Sunday nights. This is 2099. Because Sunday nights were cool because it was open mic from 7 to 10, employees and friends from 9 to 10. So then you had the professionals from 10 to close, and I would host that and bring up Eddie, Rogan, Paul Mooney, Dice, one of those guys. They did an hour, and then everybody else went up. But what the fuck? It started getting popular, especially Sunday nights when Monday would be off.
Oh, those were crazy.
Those are the crazy ones.
When we would host, the OG paid regulars would come in and demand to go up because they knew it'd be a packed house.
Packed fucking house. So those nights were always crazy. There was a little run there. What was the Japanese girl that came in for a while? And the black guys took her in, ate her up, and spit her out alive. Yoku, Moku, real cute. I mean,
Aiko?
Aiko.
Yeah.
No. She's not around no more. This one.
Tamayo.
What?
Was it? No.
Tamayo was the one that was there with
old.
Kennison.
Yeah.
And then one came in like in 2000, pretty funny. She started getting spots, but she leaned over to the fucking Freaky Monday side, and she ended back in Japan with a black baby, right? Like they fucked them pregnant to death. Nobody knew who the father was. Yeah, they fucked the whole Japanese pussy to death. Nobody knew who the father was. She was scratching her head. I don't know.
She may have left right before we got there.
Yeah, she left, and then it was crazy down there. But there was a girl that would show up, and I didn't put this together till like a year afterward because everything was moving so fast. And you're trying to decipher different characters on Sunday nights. Sunday nights, Mondays, there's such a different character count down there. What was the old school guys that just waited there? Remember those guys? They were kind of embarrassing. They were there from the Kennison days. And they would sign up on Sundays, and nobody would really talk to them no more. But they would stick it out till 2 o'clock.
The duo?
Was it a duo?
There was a couple.
Are you talking about Piper and Tupper?
Do you remember those two dudes, Piper and Tupper?
No.
They were from like a whole new era, and they came back. There was
occasionally some people that would show up and be like, "I was here then," and, they'd tell you their story. You're like, "Yeah, I don't give a shit, man. Your name's not on that list."
This is my kid. Now he's 18. He was. It's like, okay.
My name is written on the other side of the building.
When I would work the lot, you'd have guys come in like that, and they'd be like, "Do you know who I am?" And I'd be like, "I just started working here like 2. No, I've never seen you." And they'd be like, "You got pissed at you that you didn't know who it was." And you're like, "I've never seen you in my life."
There was a crazy girl that would go in there on Sunday nights with a wig.
Oh, wait, did she end up in the Ding Dong show?
Blue Iris?
Oh, yeah, wait, the granny porn?
Real pretty girl. Real pretty, 24, open micer. She would always pull up in a cab and go in, and then she would do her set in the wig, and she was pretty in the wig. When she took the wig off, she was even prettier. But then one night, like, she cornered me, like, "You're the host?" Yeah. She cornered me, and she gave me a ferocious ear beating. Comedy.
I thought you were going to say blowjob. Because back then, back then you could trade spots for like blowjobs and shit. Man.
They were fucking crazy people.
Yeah. People would do anything to get on there.
Anything. It was such a crazy. But I still remember a certain woman. What was the girl who came with the Mercedes, and she had fake tits, and the doctor didn't do it right, so there was a vein in her tit that was gigantic up in the top of the tit. The tit didn't just go natural. She wasn't even that attractive, but they did the fake tits for her, and she had a yellow car, like a yellow.
Don't
say her name.
I know you'd say, yeah.
Do you remember she had the big tits, but the tits were up here. Like she did them in Mexico.
Yeah, it's like right under
they put them under her neck.
Like right under the collarbone.
And they took this vein from the tit, from the neck, and they put it over the tit. And you're like,
if you stab that vein, you'd kill her.
You're like, yeah.
It's like it cost too much to run it underneath.
She
put it over the fucking
She
top.
would get spots just on Sundays.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I have an idea, but I could be completely off, and I'm not going to say it.
Go ahead, say
No,
it.
I think I know who it is.
Barbie.
Yeah.
Was it Barbie?
Yeah.
No, I was in a different direction.
I know where you were going.
Different Mercedes. Same tits.
Do you remember the bit? I don't know, this may be a one time, but some people's bits you remember, but you once did a bit about doing fucking wheatgrass, a shot of wheatgrass. And then you said you made it out your door to the garage. You had to pull down your pants. You took a shit so big it looked like a lion just took a shit.
I remember the bit too.
We were crying. I don't know if you ever did it again.
I got hooked on wheatgrass for a while because in my mind, no matter how much coke I did, if I drank a shot of wheatgrass and had some sushi, I was nullified. You know what I'm saying? Like my system was
the yin and yang.
Yeah, so I would blast out 2 of those fucking. Now they call it E3. Like now it's like a complete new supplement, whatever.
No wonder you can eat pot edibles if you're drinking wheatgrass.
Back in the day, they just would rip off a piece of grass.
Oh my god!
And put it
in that thing.
Fucking,
yeah.
And you just do a shot of it with something else. and it would clean me out, Jack. Like, it was like getting frozen yogurt and looking at it going, Jesus. And I remember driving over it one night. Like, I remember one night I had to stop. I couldn't even make it. That's the night that I wrote the joke about. That I had like 2 shots of it. And I went out, and on the way home, I'm like, oh my God, I got to ship it. I'm never going to make it upstairs. So I never forget this, that I pulled up to my driveway, and I go, there's only one way I can get away with this if I shit in the garage. So I opened up the garage door, and when I went in, I forgot I put the headlights on. So here I am with my pants around my ankle. The shit's about to blow out of my ass, and I got the headlights on me. I had to run with my pants around my ankles, turn the headlights off, and in the middle of all that, I turned around, and it just blew out of my ass, like boom, like one of those things. I just went, ah! And you can hear like my stomach draining and every intestine just draining out. And I fucking like looked around. There were some rags I had been working on the car with. I just wiped my ass with these oily rags. I pulled my pants on, right? And I'll never forget like staggering out of there. It was like, and I'm not even trying to be cute. It was like I got fucked in the ass by 20 fags at a party. Like I was it that night, and they all fucked me because I couldn't. They had fucked the equilibrium out of me. Like I had shit so much that the equilibrium had been out of my body. Like that's how sick I was. Like I got up and I was stumbling around and I had to sit in my car and like huff and puff, and I had the headlights off, so I just drove in
over it.
Not with the tires.
No, I'm saying like over it, like it was like right under the car.
You just covered up the evidence. With
so I drove over it with the car, like wherever I was sitting, the shit was right under it, like burning, simmering out of there. And I remember closing the door and walking, and then like going, "Oh my God, my wife's gonna get the car in the morning and she's gonna see this shit." And walking back, and I could still smell it, like it was in the air. Like I'm not going back there. Oh my God, it was horrible. And when I walked upstairs, I remember my wife was sitting on the couch, and I walked right to the bathroom and finished like the other 20 ounces that I had left. And I remember when I came out, she goes, "What is that smell?" Like that's how bad it was. It was like
it came in from outside.
It came. Yeah, it was following me. It was like it was stuck in my clothes. You ever fart and just get stuck in your sweats?
Yeah.
And you're sitting on a plane, you're like, I can still smell my ass through this fucking sweats because that fart is trapped in between the underwear layer.
It's a fucking.
Have you guys ever peed your pants or shit your pants on the way to a gig or at a gig, and have to do it? No, I almost had it happen the other day.
Yeah, that's you because you're working. You do a bug and you have a heart attack.
Which one was it? I'm assuming
almost shitting pants on the drive there. I didn't, but I thought I'd have to cancel the show.
You didn't piss or shit him?
I didn't.
How did you
either.
have to piss? You couldn't just pull over and just fucking.
No, I had to shit.
Oh.
And I'm not going to do it outside.
a friend of ours shit his pants and then did a commercial audition with his pants.
He farted and then shit his pants, and then he went to the bathroom and he shit through his underwear, and then the back of his pants had like a dime-sized speck of shit on it.
Which he says dime size, but if he admits dime, that's at least quarter.
And then there was a bunch of kids at this audition because he was auditioning for some kids thing, and so he gathered them all around and he's like, "Hey kids, any of you guys smell shit?" And they're like, "No." And he goes, "All right, I guess I'm all right then."
Is it me or does somebody smell something? That's what I always say. I open up with that line. Is it me? And somebody will say, "I smell something too." Now you got it off you. Now at least it's not on you. Maybe you walked in with it, or where was I? Where I farted and the guy walked right into it.
The store. It was
poor bastard. I just farted. I could feel it creeping up my neck. I could feel that heat hit my neck, and he tapped me from behind. He's like, "You're up next." And when he looked at me, I could see him going into like this fucking semi-trance. And he didn't admit it. I go, "You smell the fart?" He goes, "No." Bullshit. It hit him. Like the next day I asked him. He goes, "Oh, it was terrible."
You remember Brad Watson, the piano guy at the comedy store? He once farted so bad that Eddie Griffin was on stage, and then he did like 20 minutes on how bad this shit smelled.
Nobody accused these two women who were sitting near the keyboard. Like, "Oh, that's the worst fart." And these poor women.
I think they ended up leaving too.
Poor Brad Watson. He got no respect. That poor guy.
We always liked him.
Where is he?
I see him at the Hollywood YMCA when I don't live in Hollywood anymore, but he works at the Hollywood Y. He
plays the piano on Sundays since they don't have the open mic. It's
He's
just a regular
sweetheart
show.
of a guy.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget we tortured him one night because he's one of those guys that got a dog to get girlfriends.
I remember you would ride him pretty hard.
Yeah, we used to torment him.
Yeah, well, you would pull up. I think if he was outside the parking lot, you'd be, "Watson!"
Yeah, because he was a piano player on
Yeah.
Sunday nights. And he'd always say something fucking crazy to me. Like, "Are you going to do?" "No, I'm going to. No, I'm gonna do a magic trick tonight. Yeah, I'm doing fucking stand up. Like he would always ask me some creepy fucking questions.
Some fucking just obvious shit.
Yeah, and I like Jeff. You know what I'm saying? Like I was used to Jeff. He just went up with Jeff. Watson would always drive me crazy, but I never forget one night Watson got a dog just to meet chicks with. But he got the ugliest dog in the world. And the dog was missing a tooth. Like the ear was gone. Nobody even liked the fucking dog. And I remember going up to him going, why did you get this dog? Was it to meet girls? And he's like, kinda. You got the wrong fucking dog, guy. Like he was
just like he couldn't do anything right.
Yeah, he could not. He could fuck up like a wet. Like there was just so much. Those Sunday nights, I did them for what 10 years maybe. Like when I
you were
started
there for
going
a
there,
while.
Freddie Soto was the host.
Yeah, we got there. Well, you were still hosting.
Oh,
and then
Shaq.
Ari. Oh, Shaq.
Oh, Shaq.
Yeah.
You were like, I think, just about done with it.
Yes.
Ari was starting. Renazizi was starting. Bobby Lee.
Yes.
Bobby Stropshire. You remember her?
Yes.
With the rat tail?
yeah, Caparillo.
The rat
was
tail
doing
braid?
that.
Yeah, but where is Bobby Stratosphere?
Who knows?
Shropshire?
Who knows?
I don't know, man.
She's a very nice lady.
She was nice.
Yeah, yeah.
No clue, though.
There was a
disappeared.
couple other women, too. Who was that? There was another woman that...
Christy Miller.
Yeah, Christy Miller.
Why the long face? That's what they used to say.
Yeah,
Christy
yeah.
Miller, why the long face? Christy Miller was a soldier. She's still around.
Mooney would take her on the
Yeah,
road.
she's still around, Christy Miller.
She
She's
still do the bit about sucking the gear shift and jerking off the parking brake?
I don't know. I know that she's still around. She's in New York doing comedy.
That's crazy.
That's why I see pictures of her on Facebook.
Yeah, she was good. You know what I always wanted to ask you? In like 2004, I'm riding my bike along the LA River down by like Frogtown, and I stop to get some water, like out of my water bottle, and I hear this voice. And I look over this fence, and here's you walking out of this fucking warehouse in like this industrial area. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing here?
Where was it at?
You know where Frogtown is? Like
No.
that? Or you know where, so you know where like the 2 freeway is between the 2 and the 110 along the LA River? Like between like Dodger Stadium and like Highland Park? It was just a real shithole. I remember asking Ari about it. And he's like, who knows what he's going to do anything there. And I remember you walked out of this, I heard your voice. And then I look over this fence. And it's just you leaving this fucking warehouse. In this just like a totally abandoned area.
Did he have a bunch of shit-stained rags?
No, did I have one?
I mean, I don't know why you would remember it, but I don't know if it's
I
like
don't
a
even
place
know.
you would go or anything.
I don't even know what area you're talking about. You got to be more fucking specific.
I'm trying to think of the fucking
Like
name of
more
the...
specific. In Hollywood Park, I don't fucking know.
You know where? Fuck. What's Yeah, I mean it's not really like a distinct area. It's like around Highland Park and like Glassell Park by the LA River, like on the other side of the hill from Dodger Stadium.
Huh.
By like you know where Fletcher is? You know where Fletcher and Riverside is?
No.
Just on north of Silver Lake.
I know like Duncan and Glendale. I used to go to Mimi's in Glendale.
Yeah, I don't know. This is
My uncle lives in between the Mimi's and like when you make the exit in Los Feliz. But that's it. That's the only reason why I would be at those places at all.
I feel like I derailed
Maybe
the
I
show
went-
like that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
grabbed the
but-
fucking microphone.
No, maybe I went for an audition.
But I was just like, what the
knows?
fuck? Because I was it was a sketchy area, and I was like, I don't
Yeah,
know
who
what
the
the
fuck
fuck
knows?
up here.
No,
It was that voice. I always
remember you
remember
guys.
it.
I remember you guys from the Comedy Store. The Comedy Store was just.
It was down.
It was just It was a place run by the inmates.
Yeah.
That's our time there. It was Mitzi her health was failing, and I remember Fraser Smith used to come in and say, "Man, this reminds me of Brentwood," which was they said the inmates ran the asylum, and so it was just a madhouse. There was no rules really. It was just insane. I remember you would come in, you would drive in, I'd be working the lot, he would usually be doing the back door, and you'd say, "Who you guys fucking with tonight?"
Yeah, you
Always ask us. More often than not, there could have been someone in our crosshairs.
Yeah, man, that was it was a great time to develop though, because you could do whatever the fuck
That's
you
what it was.
wanted.
You know,
It's become a showcase club. It's changed a lot.
but I went back to doing what the fuck I do in there again.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was it. I
Yeah,
changed up. I had that fear for about the last year. I kept bitching, and I realized it was just an excuse on my part. I kept saying, well, if you go down there, you can't work out. What's the use of going down there if you can't work out? It's still the best place in the
Yeah.
fucking world. So who gives a fuck? just go down there and do old material, new material. If you get one thing off that's new, go. I just go down there and let my mind run away. I use the Comedy Store now as like, how lucky am I that I could go to that gym in Florida where Muhammad Ali used to train. That's what the Comedy Store is. I don't put the radio on the way down to the Comedy Store. I just dip into a part of my life that I hadn't thought about in a long time just to get my mind exercising. So when I pull into the store, my mind's already moving. I don't really want to. The only problem I have with the store is that now we have people that go down there to see us.
Yeah.
So that takes away from the original planning of it.
Yeah, but especially Rogan, Bert.
I
Guys
avoid
like
those people before I go up. My thing is to smoke a joint and get there an hour before my call time and watch the 4 comics before me.
That's how I do.
That's my Tuesday night assignment, to watch Ali Wong and
sometimes
Chris
people
D'Elia.
corner you, though. People fucking corner you. Be like,
I sit in that fucking row. There's a rule. Number one. Rule number one. If you're a comic, don't fucking talk to me in that row. You know you're not supposed to talk. You're a comic. There's nothing you got to say to me. I understand. Guess what? I understand. There's nothing you got to say to me. Look at my body position. Look at the description of my eyes. Does it tell you in any form I want to hear hello or a conversation from you?
When you're in a room where your job is to listen, you know what I mean?
Yeah, last night I was having a great time watching Justin Farmingdale, whatever his fucking name. Martindale fuck this room up. And some girl tapped me on the shoulder. Can you do my show next? I just went like that in my hand. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's not the
You should know better.
Yeah.
Don't even fucking say a word to me. I'm in here. I'm in the fucking seat. I'm getting butterflies in my stomach. I'm thinking about what I got to say. Maybe they're going to give me something to play off of. Maybe she'll give me something to play off of. And you want to come and tell me some story about it. So I don't really give a fuck. Once I'm in Mitzi Show's row, there's nothing I want to say to you. When you walk by, just put your hand down.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm ready to rock and roll down there. I'm not there to... Afterward, we'll take pictures and we'll talk. And I don't take pictures with people before I go on stage anywhere anyway. Because you catch a guy with stinky armpit, and now you got to go on stage with that armpit on your armpit, thinking about fucking the smell of that fucking garlic hippie fuck on my arm. So there's no pictures before fucking sets. Yeah.
It's what Dice calls being in the cage.
Yeah.
I'm in the cage. Leave me alone. I've seen him berate people.
What do you want to talk to people for? When they're in that row, there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
When you see me in that back row, I purposely did that on purpose. I went down there an hour earlier so I could sit in the back and watch the 4 comics in front of me and learn something. And learn how I'm going to gauge my set for the fucking rest of the night. There's nothing I want to do. I don't want to hear about my mother. I don't want to hear that, we found $10 million that belongs to you. Tell me later. I don't give a fuck right now. I really don't, man.
Why?
No, I agree, Matt. 100%.
Why what's the reason that you won't stay in the condo in La Jolla when you were doing La Jolla Comedy Store? Does it have to do with a rat, or is that a made-up story?
The rat was number one. The rat was gigantic that I saw that David caught, Marilyn's husband, caught under the bed.
Oh, he caught it under the bed?
Yeah, he put a trap under the bed.
Didn't somebody say it ran over their face while they were sleeping?
I don't know. And then
from then on, you were out.
No. And then I went outside one night to smoke a joint on the balcony, and I saw the rat in front of it. That was all the same weekend. But I can't sleep. I can't sleep in 2 hours from home.
Yeah, I remember I did. Do you remember? Remember we did Christmas weekend? It was me, you, Sean Polofsky, and Renazizi, and you would drive down for the shows. And I remember Renazizi was up, and they're like, "You got to like." They were worried you weren't going to show up, and it was like I don't know if it was like either your phone was off or you didn't have a phone, and like I didn't know where you were. You showed up like 10 minutes before you were going up.
That's it.
You were wearing a white long sleeve shirt, and you set up like a Chinese food fucking. A meal in front of you, and I was like, "This guy's got some confidence to eat it." You had the white shirt to be eating
across the street. The Chinese
to be eating the food
was delicious from La Jolla.
And Lou, the keyboard. This is one of my favorite stories. Lou is hovering around you, and he just keeps going. Those wontons look pretty good, Joey. And and you're eating, and you're eating, you're trying to ready to go up. What about those wontons? He kept saying the fucking wontons. Finally, Lou, you want a fucking wonton? You just asked me for it. He kept bringing it up. Yeah, I think I would like one. And you went up. I remember you murdered. It was. Do you remember that weekend? Because it was Christmas weekend. It was empty. But I remember you murdered with some of the craziest material from your youth. And I was like, it was Christmas Eve, and you were saying some of the craziest shit. But you fucking slayed. I still remember it.
That Comedy Store. The fucking Comedy Store in La Jolla and this Comedy Store in Hollywood will just prepare you.
Yeah.
They give you this different mindset. They give you a different mindset all the way around. Because you're just worried about what's in front of you.
Yeah.
I got Paul Mooney in front of me. What do I give a fuck about your Tuesday night show at some spaghetti restaurant in the Valley? What made you think I even give a fuck about your restaurant? I'm here watching Paul Mooney dying inside, thinking about all the missed opportunities I had. I could have been in the Hertz. I could have been in the Hertz management program right now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need this. I could have been in the Apple business with my uncle in Wisconsin making millions right now. But no, I'm sitting here at 12:30 on a Tuesday night waiting for Paul Mooney to get off. There's 8 people. That means there's going to be 4. And you want to ask me about a show next Tuesday night at some spaghetti place. Get the fuck out of my face, all right? I'm trying to figure out how to pay the rent. This is the 29th. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is it. That's the life of a comic.
Yeah.
Like, it's the 29th. I got to figure out how to pay rent on fucking 3 days from now. The rent is $400. What am I like? The whole way. I'm like the whole way, and we're going into Friday. I got to come up with a yardstick or 2 for some cocaine. Plus, you know, I got an audition on Tuesday. Plus, I got to follow Paul Mooney right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing scarier than going in that room and there's 4 people.
Nothing.
You go, this isn't comedy, man.
I know. And then you go home beat up.
Yeah.
Very
Like your
beat up.
soul is beat up, and you have to fucking snort coke and jerk off and look out a window and write.
You fucking question your every
yourself.
decision.
Only thing that makes that feeling going away is going up again in front of 4 people and doing well. It'll haunt you that whole fucking time.
You know, people think that we're giving away fucking lottery tickets here. Like, this is like, come on stage, you're going to get it in 3 years. Even if you do get it in 3 years, you're going to falter at the 7-year mark.
Yeah, good luck.
Because they're going to put you in a position where you're not supposed to be in, and your legs are going to go out right from under you. And I've seen it before. And those people don't come back.
The best thing that can happen to you is it takes 20 years to make it.
20 years.
Because you don't give up. You've prepared for everything.
That's why I said to myself, why am I fucking around with these other comedies? Like, before I shot the Netflix special, which you'll see, you'll go, it's terrible. Why? Because I wasn't training at home. I was training at all the other clubs in the area. I should have been training at home. I should have been following Whitney Cummings. I should have been following Chris D'Elia every night, and Bobby Lee and Rogan and Jeff Ross.
Yeah.
You know, that's the environment you need to be in when you're ready for it.
It's like a UFC fighter. You got to train with the fucking black zillions.
And let me tell you something. I was thrown into that Comedy Store, and I wasn't ready for it. If you want me to lie and tell you I was ready for the Comedy Store, there's no way. She just liked me. Yeah. She just liked me, and I didn't fuck her. She just liked me. You know, she saw something, and the first year and a half, the first 2 years, bro, every time I left that place, I was like, well, that'll be my last spot there.
That's a bad spot, where you're
it's like to go home?
make or break set every time.
Do you know what it's like? Because at that time, the word on the street was that she had it bugged. And that she listened to it at home, and assholes like me believed it.
No, we even heard that she used to say that she had hidden cameras and shit.
We heard the same thing even later.
You know, I mean, so if you ate a bag of dicks in the original room and she wasn't there, you still heard about it. Like, you couldn't wait to go in there on Monday and bump into her by mistake. You know what I'm saying? And for her to go, I told you not to do that joke. And you're like, fuck. She saw me fucking do that joke. That was the thing about the Comedy Store at that time. That you're trying to develop, you don't even know where your next meal's coming from. You don't know where rent is coming from.
Yeah.
But every time you got in your car, you're like, that might be my last sight at the store, Jack. She might fucking hear about it.
Those are dark days, man. Those early fucking where you're like, I could be thrown out of here, then I would have nothing. This is literally all I have to say that I have any sort of career or anything.
That's why I tell people. Like I was telling Lee the other night, that when she was around, half the people that are in there now wouldn't be in there because there was no outside promotions.
Yeah, it was a lot
If you
different.
promoted on Tuesday nights, everybody you put on that list had to be a regular. You follow me? Like Brendan Shaw wouldn't be going up. You know, like a lot of guys wouldn't be going up because she wouldn't allow it. You had to be a regular in her club. Bro, I was there tonight. The fucking main room was packed. And she threw Jay Davies out there. He's horrible. He's what? And people are like, but they sold out the room. I don't give a fuck. That was the beauty about Mitzi, sure. that she didn't play that shit. Well, he's selling out rooms. He's not funny, but let's let him headline anyway. She didn't play that.
And that club was tanking.
That's why with all his bullshit, he won't go back there. That hurts to walk out of the Comedy Store and get beat up.
Yeah.
That hurts. That's why Seinfeld wouldn't go back in there. And she threw a lot of people out of there. That's PTSD. Mitzi Shore died of PTSD because she gave out a ton of PTSD to people.
She shattered a lot of people.
She shattered people.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, don't go fucking around in there unless you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Richard Pryor has an old joke. Don't go messing with them Jews without no money. You know, that's the same thing down there. Don't go messing with them down there unless you got all your spots covered. I know. Your girlfriend told you you're the best comedian you've ever seen in your life. I know. You also pay the rent, do you not? Yeah. Okay, then shut the fuck up. You know. You have to know in your heart that you did this, you did that.
Yeah.
I did this. I fell apart at this level. I fell apart at this level. Because every time I was going to the store, there was a Saturday and Friday night lineup that I couldn't follow. A.J. Jamal.
Yeah. Remember the name, yeah.
A.J. Jamal, and when I'd see fucking Dom Herrera's name, and I had to follow him.
Dom's always fucking slayed.
You know, and that was it. And she was going to be down there. So you would watch her, and you would hope that Eddie Griffin would get her, or one of the girls would get her, and steer her into the fucking original room. But if you seen her making her way to the main room, your heart just fucking stopped. You would just go like, and then she'd sit on her bench, and you'd go up there, and after 3 jokes, you got a long 16 minutes, G. That's a long 16 minutes with her in that fucking booth over there.
And she would light a candle so you could see her face.
Yeah.
Too. So you could see how much she either liked you or hated you.
So here's what gets ugly. I bombed consistently in the main room. Like, I'm a big boy. I can tell you guys legitimately. Open that door. I'm getting anxiety from telling you the story. Oh my God. My fat little heart's going to blow up. Like, I love.
But you never shake that shit.
I love people who doubt me. Like, every once in a while, I get emails from people who have written something like, what's that page where people talk shit about you?
Reddit.
Like, the other day, somebody sent me a Reddit thing. And they were like, Joey and Ari, they're not good comedians. They just kiss the right rings and all this shit. And I laugh at those statements. Because they have no idea. Like, I started bombing in the original room. Dog, listen, she made me a regular on a Sunday. She put me in the original room on Monday. I got bumped by Eddie Griffin. Then I ate like a bag of dicks Wednesday.
How long had you been doing comedy at this time?
Square business?
Yeah.
Square business. I started in 91, and she made me a regular in 97. But I was doing comedy from 93 full-time.
Okay, so you weren't in it very...
So it was 4 years, but I was a good 4 years. Like, I was featuring on the road already.
Okay.
Like, I was legitimately featuring on the road. I had the power to walk in there. It's these motherfuckers that know. I was already featuring on the road. I went in there via Stanhope's thing. Now, I got out of my car on a Monday. I ate dinner. I took a shower, went to Acapulco. With the Sycamore Inn, the Sycamore Lounge. That motherfucker used to be Acapulco. All you can eat at night and shit. I went to Acapulco and I went right to the Comedy Store on a Monday night. And as I was walking in the Comedy Store, Eddie Griffin and Tumac from the movie, the Black Kung Fu movie from the 90s that was popular, the Shogun of Harlem.
Oh,
he just died 2 or 3 years ago.
The guy in the Last Dragon?
The Last Dragon. Schumacher. Whatever. Leroy. Bruce Leroy.
Bruce Leroy.
Eddie Griffin and Bruce Leroy were walking out. My fucking head almost blew up. I'm like, that's fucking Eddie Griffin and Bruce Leroy. I saw Don Barris. Wheels was up there talking lies behind the store. He had a show with Dom Herrera.
That's fucking...
I'll never forget that through the grace of God, somebody went up there and remembered me. I think it was James Stevens III. And on that Monday night, somebody pulled Don Barris over. There was maybe 2 people in the original room. And somebody talking Don Barris into letting me go up there. And I went up there thinking I was at the Garden Boys. And it was 8 minutes of just death. Like death. Like my timing was off.
Yeah.
A couple comics came up to me and consoled me.
That's the worst.
That's the
like,
worst.
hey, man, don't worry about it.
It was,
Like,
it was all right.
It was pretty good. You were great.
Yeah.
Man. Come back next Monday. I'm like, yeah, come back my ass. And then I got, I became a regular within the month. But my point is this, the main room, and I have no reason to lie to you guys because you guys worked in there. I ate ass in there from 97 to 2002 or 3. And then I figured something out. I figured out that I had to attack them the same way I attacked them in the
OR.
In the OR, forget that Mr. Nice Guy shit.
Yeah.
When you sit
OR is
back,
a street fight.
OR is a street fight.
Always has
Remember
been.
the old days, the Cowboys used to go down, and then the quarterback would go, and they would all bounce up and go down again.
Yeah.
And that second bounce meant they were coming to kill you.
Yeah.
That's the OR. I was going into the main room thinking, you know, because you hear "Don't be mean," and they always say,
There was a dress code too. They're like, Mitzi, you got to dress up if you're doing the main room.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
wear a fucking collared shirt. Like, it was a different set of rules.
so I didn't think I could be me. Like, I didn't think I could do what I was doing in the original room and the main room.
That main room does have that vibe, though.
It has that vibe.
Where you're like, I better not do this joke. It's maybe a little too dirty for the fucking main room.
But it's also like a big brother who beats you up for 10 years straight.
Yeah.
He keeps getting you with the overhead right. One day you actually just go, and you go, oh, shit. And the second time he does it, you go, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Now, every time he throws that punch, I'm going to come here and come in there with a left, a 1-2, and a kick. Once I went like this and figured out the main room, and it was about 2003 in the summer. So it took me 6 years. It took me 6 years of eating dicks. The original room was something completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already had it down the original room. I was hosting. I knew every nook and cranny.
You could see everything that you
I
need
knew
to see.
I knew every trick. I knew everything.
Yeah,
I'm not up there saying, let's give a round of applause for the troops. They'll kill you.
You knew the
store.
cheat codes for that room.
Yeah,
man.
you need the
Yeah.
fucking. But the main room was something different, and it took me 3 years to learn how to just grab the mic and just tell them all to suck my dick. Like that.
I saw you. I started seeing the main room in 04.
I am sick and fucking
Yeah,
tired
you
of getting
go.
beat up. Like, I'm sick and tired of getting beat up. I was like Farrah Fawcett in The Burning Bed. Remember when he beat her up the last time that she lit him on fire? Like, I'm not getting beat up in the original room ever, in the main room ever again. I made a decision.
I remember you used to be like, take your fucking sticks out of your asses, people.
Yeah, I made a decision that is it. I'm going to bomb, but I'm going to let these motherfuckers know who I am, because I read a thing written by the casting director of The Godfather 2 and Donnie Brasco, and he goes, auditions are not for you to book a job. Auditions are you to be remembered. And I'll never forget that. I go, why can't I do that in stand-up comedy? I don't have to be the funniest guy in the room, but if I lit my ball sack on fire, they're going to remember me. You know what I'm saying? I light my balls on fire. That motherfucker had no sense of humor at all. But when he lit his balls on fire, it was pretty funny. Especially when they were putting extinguisher smoke on and he was all white and shit. You're going to remember that guy the rest of your life. Every party you go to, you're going to tell people about the guy who lit himself on fire. So once I started thinking out of the box like that in the main room, like, these people aren't better than me. You follow me? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, the original room is like the people who I could deal with. They don't pay rent. They do drugs.
They're smuggling their own booze in there.
Smuggling
You're like,
their own booze in there. But the main room are uppity uppities.
yeah.
Once I started attacking them, it was a game changer.
That's it. It's crazy how long it takes you to figure that stuff out. Like, everybody. Like, it just seems, now when you look back, you're like, what the fuck took me?
But who right now is at home listening to this podcast that's saying 7 years, Joey, fuck you. I might as well become an attorney and get paid.
Oh, yeah.
That's the truth.
Go to med school? Yeah. Do a lot
Think
of shit.
of all the shit I can do in 7 years.
And by the way, if you don't have a fucking burning passion, this is the only thing you can do, please become that attorney, because it's going to be a better lifestyle for you.
I started going off so hard in the main room. So fucking hard, I started going off. There was a time period where I was just going off in the main room at 11:45. And then they were going to get Holtzman again at 1:45. And by that time, they were going to either be in therapy. Because I was just going off. I was just going off.
Holtzman in the main room is
It's pretty fucking. I was just going. That's who else taught me from watching him in the main room.
talk about memorable.
He's not going out there playing games. Why are you going out there playing games? But let me tell you the truth. What happened one year? One year was the holidays. It was that week after Christmas, before New Year's,
Yeah.
where there's a lot of action at the store. And I fucking went in the original room, and when I came out, they're like, dog, there's nobody here. You got to go up in the main room. And I'm like, I don't want to go in the main room. Like, I just had tears in my eyes. These are the real white people. Like, these people are the ones that are here for Christmas that go to the bowl games.
Yeah, they're wearing their fucking Wisconsin sweaters. That's the worst week. I hate that week.
Like, they're really, really white.
And then
Whole family.
I mean, and there was, listen to me, it was 9:45, and there was no comics there for the main room. No comics at all for the main room. So you ready for this one?
And that's when people you find out that there were comics there, and they're up in the belly room. They're making themselves scarce.
So they come grab me, and my fat little heart is beating. Mitzi's sitting in there, and there's got to be sold out in there. My fat little heart is beating. And as I make the turn into the main room, Mitzi's there, and I make believe I don't even acknowledge her. I don't want her even going into my mind. Nothing. I just walked right past her like, fuck this bitch. And as I got to the fucking door, guys, who's walking in? Who could possibly ruin
Eddie
you?
Griffin. No.
Worse. At that time, who's walking in? It's 2 nights after Christmas. It's 10 o'clock. There's no comedians in the building. And either I go next or I follow somebody. Guess who just walked in the building and looks at me and goes, hi, Chris Rock.
That was
So I was at the point where, okay, so he's at the main room. So either I got to go up or I got to follow Chris Rock. Okay, this is it. Now, I've been bombing for 7 fucking long years in this place. I got to either go up and die in front of Mitzi or follow Chris Rock.
What are you dying?
You're dying. So I never forget. You know that step? You go down, you walk in, you pay your $15, you walk into the main room. Then there's like a little step, and there's like a dip, and then you have to go up.
Yeah.
I fell. I fell. That's it. 400 pounds. Ba-ba-da-bam. Onto the floor. I'm 370. I'm doing a pound of Coke a day. I take out a table and 2 of the contents. Like the people are like fucking taking the drink off them. Like I see Chris Rock, and I just walk. I just keep walking. I bam, and I just fall. I got gin on my shoulder, and I'm dying inside. That walk, and those days I couldn't even get up. Like the breathing, like I had a breathing issue.
Yeah.
And I was getting up, and I was getting anxiety. And now I got to walk up those little 2 steps to get to the main room thing, and then walk into the main. And I don't know who the fuck was on. It was somebody who was spotless clean. And I fucking went up there. I prayed to Jesus, please let him do 1 more minute so I could catch my breath, because I don't even have the breath to walk out to the thing. My knee's starting to swell from the fall I took. My elbows bleed. The fucking table's still wiping the gin off their faces. Now I look through the curtain, and Chris Rock is fucking sitting next to Mitzi.
Oh, it could get worse.
Yeah. No shit.
Oh,
How could this happen to me? What did I do to deserve this? I just want to do comedy and not go to jail. Now you're trying to tell me Chris Rock is sitting next to Mitzi Shore hugging it up, and I got to go out there. That's what you're trying to tell me? And guys, I just went out there and I avoided them. I looked to the right instead of the left, and I just went off. I didn't come to till about the 13-minute mark. And by that time, it looked like a massacre had gone on. I just leveled that fucking room. I just went off. I told him about all my beefs. God knows if I told him about shitting on the wheatgrass. God knows what came out of my mouth. All I know is that when Chris Rock went up, all I remember was getting up there, that initial surge of adrenaline and anxiety, and then I just remember seeing that red light and going, oh my God, if I could just squeeze out 1 more minute of material, this is the perfect set.
yeah.
Like, this is the perfect set. I squeezed it out. I took a bow. They fucking went crazy. And when I brought Chris Rock up, Chris Rock is like, I don't know what the fuck I just saw. Like, he was just complimenting me.
Yeah.
And my wife saw that, who at the time was my girlfriend. And I remember walking off that stage and going, I just don't know what just happened. Like, whatever happened, happened because I was possessed by a spirit. And I walked out of there and I never, ever, ever thought about it again till I shot the longest shot, and he reminded me.
Oh, no
Really?
shit.
Fuck. He's like, what was on your shirt?
No, he said something to me about that night. He goes, I never forgot that night, how you fucking... And he don't say much.
No, off stage, he's
he don't say much.
I've been at the back door with he and I for 15 minutes, like 5 feet from each other, and not a word.
Not a word,
was fucking
not a peep.
spoken.
So for him to say it to me the first day at the table read, it was the first day of the table read. He gave me 5, and he goes, man, I never forgot that set that night. You didn't give a fuck. He goes, Hobie went off. That's what he kept saying to me. You went off. You just went off. I don't know what you were on. I go, nothing. I was just pissed off and embarrassed because I would have either had to follow you. I was in a dire slow death.
Yeah.
Any way you put it. They just told me either jump off the cliff or jump off the bridge. That was the option I had there, you know?
Fuck.
That's crazy.
That's great. I remember though, you were like that. You were the guy though, like when we were coming up, like people were like, I got to follow Joey Diaz.
Oh, because I'll take my dick out.
But you were a powerhouse.
Now, were you the night where the chick took a pussy out?
Which night?
Yeah,
which
we've been there many a night.
My favorite night at the store was the first time I took my dick out up there and I got in trouble. Didn't get banned, but I got in trouble because I was there and I was watching. And a girl was drunk and she kept insulting all the comedians. And I went over to the side and I'm like, this girl's too pretty to be insulting comedians. And
Who was on stage? It wasn't Don. Was Don doing?
No. This is Friday.
Oh, this is okay.
11 o'clock, and I had an 11:45, and they started yakking it up like at 11. They started tormenting comics, and she was really pretty. I remember walking over to the side and going, "Why is that pretty girl heckling the fucking?" I didn't know the dynamic of comedy clubs. I didn't know that women went out and got drunk to get attention, and they yell and shit. So I didn't understand the dynamic of it. And she kept saying something. Then she said something to somebody, you want to see my titties? And I fucking got pissed off. I'm like, who fucking goes to a comedy show and shows their titties? And I'll never forget, I had about $7 in my pocket. I was scratching. I needed a fucking shot of Coke, Jack. I had like $7 in my pocket. I couldn't borrow money from my wife. I couldn't borrow money from anybody. I'm like, what am I going to do to make money tonight? And I'll never forget, I went up to the stage. And I go, before you fucking say a word, lady, don't say a fucking word. I don't want to see your fucking titties. Unless you're going to come up here and show me that fucking pussy, don't say 2 fucking words. And this chick got up. She goes, I am going to go up there and show you my pussy. The place was sold out.
Jesus.
She fucking walks on the stage. She grabs the mic. She goes, I'll show you my pussy if you take out your cock. And I go, deal. And the place fucking erupted. And she took off her shirt first. She fucking kicked her heels off. And then she took her pants down to her ankle and she faced the audience and even opened up her little noodle. She had a little line of hair going down. And I'm like, fuck this. And I took my dick out and started dancing in front of her. And next thing you know, I remember that there was people watching from the outside window. They had all come into the sides. And Rogan and Bobby Lee were throwing money at me. I remember I kept picking up every fucking point. I'm like, this is my money. And I remember like that Monday, Mitzi called me.
What happened?
I go, Mitzi, she fucking...
I was coerced.
No, I didn't tell her I was coerced. I told her she challenged my honor.
It's medieval times over here.
Mitzi loved all that shit. She loved that talk.
Like,
when you
okay.
What are you talking about? She took out a pussy and she said that I was a fucking nothing if I didn't take out my dick. She said that, yeah. And then it was done. Don't take your dick out no more, okay? Okay, I won't take my dick out no more.
It's crazy though. Sometimes like that's the kind of shit you have to do to survive a set in those late night spots. Sometimes you have to sometimes it has to turn into a circus.
I'll never forget complaining one night at the great Brian Holtzman. I go, what the fuck am I doing up here in my life on a Wednesday night waiting to do a 1:15 spot? And Holtzman goes, if you don't want to do it, put a sign out in the front. It's the only people sign up for that spot.
Hundreds, if not more.
And they put it into perspective for me, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking get it. Like, that was very, that put everything in there. And then I don't care what spot I go up, you know.
Yeah.
I was always very lucky to be, like at that time, the Laugh Factory was the hot club. But I didn't give a fuck. I didn't want to be at the Laugh Factory. I thought the Laugh Factory was NBC or something.
No, I mean, when we go, how many times I open mic to like, I think twice. You have to wait outside for like 6 hours. And then you'd go up, and this guy back in the day, I think his name was Harvey. You would sit at a fucking school desk on the stage with you, and if you even got to approaching edgy language, what? Whoa! Wait a second! Time out! Like on
That's
the mic,
right.
they would fucking jump the mic on you.
Oh my God! You fucking! Oh my God, Harvey! That's right.
Because Jamie said you got to work clean, otherwise you'll never work.
That's right. He told me the same thing. He gave me a lot of doing. They threw me out of there the first.
Fuck that.
Because that was the first open mic. I went to the Comedy Store on Monday, and the Laugh Factory was Tuesday, and I stood online all day. What's his name? Drops off water for you.
Oh, Brother Woods?
No,
Not Brother Woods.
The white comic, the one that always touches his head. He's Jewish. He plays the piano on stage. I got problems. I talked to my psychiatrist.
I don't know.
Richard, whatever his name is, he would drip.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes.
Oh, Lewis.
Oh, Richard Lewis
Lewis.
would come. Oh,
Really?
Richard Lewis.
I never saw him.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
Richard Lewis would drop off waters. He was a really good guy.
Yeah, you better bring your
Harvey.
suntan lotion if you want to
Yeah, to
go
sit out there
wait
all
out
day
there,
and wait.
man.
Well, then people would drive up and down Sunset, everyone you know, and they'd see you fucking sick because it's
Like a
right
fucking
there.
asshole.
They'd
I
see
did
you
it one
sitting there.
time. I did it one
I
time.
did it
Yeah.
once.
He told me not to come back, so I never came back. And then the Improv gave me love right off the bat because Latino night. They were
Yeah.
like calling for the schedule. So I started calling in, so I had no beefs there. So
And the haha, right? You were at the haha a lot?
No. I didn't get to the ha-ha. The ha-ha was a fucking valley.
Oh yeah, I mean
And I lived in Hollywood.
it was the club.
My
that we
business was
talked about.
Hollywood.
You were Gardner, right?
Yeah, I was Gardner.
Yeah,
I was Gardner, and
I was right.
you were
I was
the
right
corner.
across the street.
I knew Gardner, and everything I did was around Gardner. I went to karate school on the corner.
You went to that one?
Chibo.
That guy had the fucking a little sports car with a dragon painted on the hood with the ponytail.
And Matthew McConaughey had the garages behind those buildings where he has his garage because he collects some type of cars.
Was that you?
The
Oh
karate.
wait, who told us?
Ralphie May.
Who told us that Ralphie May, and you used to fuck with McConaughey?
McConaughey had his car collection back there.
Who was it? Was that Bert?
Oh, I don't know.
That was,
Said that you guys. Ralphie
That
used to
was
scream out there
that was a great.
McConaughey all the time until McConaughey like lost his shit.
You know, you really think of the dynamics of that neighborhood in '99. You ready?
Yeah.
It was Josh Wolf on Vista. It was
One street over.
Ralphie May on Gardner. It was Nick DiPaolo and Mitch Hedberg on Sierra Bonita.
And Jesus,
And Doug Stanhope lived on Curzon.
those are consecutive blocks.
shit.
Okay, that was all consecutive blocks. And these guys, I would see all these guys. We would see each other at
Ralph's.
Ralph's.
That Ralph's is all fucking comics.
The place across the street with the headshots.
Oh yeah, I've
The
seen
guy
that.
died and he left the Asian wife. That was really cute. And then she closed it up eventually. He was like an older man with an Asian wife. She was very sweet. That's where we got our headshots. I got my haircut there. I did everything in that vicinity. That hotel, what's the name of that hotel?
It's like Sunset Hotel or some bullshit.
That nasty
Yeah, it's weird.
motherfucker. I lived in that neighborhood when the hamburger stand was still there. And the pimps used to hang out there. And then they did that American.
Was that where
Pimp.
that bar is now or something?
There's something there.
the-
What's the two brothers did a movie in 2000 about pimps?
American
American-
Gigolo, was that?
American Pimp or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The Hughes brothers did a documentary about pimps.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
And they-
about.
That's when like pimp culture became big. 'cause
It was,
they
it was
exposed
really
it.
good.
Yeah.
And it exposed that hamburger place. That hamburger place, we walked past that hamburger place, it was right on Sunset. Right in between Rock and Roll Ralph's and El Compadre
Yeah.
was that hamburger stand. Then they closed it. It was closed for years, and God knows. It's not the gas station, but it's that little mall next to the gas station. That gas station's not a gas station. That was a tire place. It's a tire place now, but it was a gas station. And the guy ran it for his father by himself. So I would stand by the corner and wait for him to go outside and pump gas for people. And I would go in and grab a soda and stick my hand behind the counter and take a pack of cigarettes, any cigarettes. It didn't matter. I just needed a pack of cigarettes. And he would let me charge the sodas on the arm and fucking like candy cakes. That's a great neighborhood. Like that was now, I don't know
It's
what
different
like.
now, though. I mean, remember when he
It's
first moved
changed.
there, it was, yeah.
When I lived there was still a little bit of criminal element. I remember there was a night.
What year did you live there?
I lived there. I lived there my whole time. I moved out just this past year. I lived there for like 15 years.
What year did you
From
get
like
there?
2003.
So you were in '98. There were pimps and hookers.
So that was like starting to leave when I went there.
That was Pimp and Hookerville.
Well, we did see a lady
Get abducted.
Yeah, some guy was trying to shove her in his truck, kidnap
bro.
her, and we look out the window because he had a bay window that overlooked
We were
Gardner.
just screaming,
and we see this guy dragging this lady.
She got away. We were like, "What the fuck?" It was
And somebody robbed.
Yeah, this chick at gunpoint. We were watching TV
Right on our front
in my
steps,
living
2
room.
feet
This
from
girl
us.
knocks on my window, and I go, "These fucking idiots always leave their keys." I lived in the front of the building. And I go, "Just ignore it." We were watching TV, and I hear, "Please let me in, please." She's crying, and I go, "Oh shit, I'll open the door." She's like, "We were just robbed at gunpoint. They took our phones, our wallets, and fucking right outside
Watching
of my building."
TV, it's happening 2 feet from us.
And we would walk that neighborhood like nothing at night because we would cross that building.
Yeah.
And we would walk behind the whole Sunset to avoid the cops, and then walk behind Sierra Bonita and Kherson. In those days, the 7-Eleven sold beer till 2.
Yeah.
So we would try to catch. We'd be fucked up. There was a liquor store there on the corner. So
Yeah,
I still remember walking coked up to the gills to that fucking liquor store. But I still remember knocking on Ralphie's door in '99 and him telling me that a pimp knocked on his door the night before and asked him if he was looking for companionship.
Geez, door to door pimping. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Wow.
It's a work ethic.
They killed the hooker. Once they murdered the hooker on that corner, then they cleaned up that whole neighborhood.
There was a night because I had the bay windows went from my living room, but in my bedroom too, and I lived right on Gardner, and I was always scared on the ground level someone's gonna throw a fucking brick through that window. My bed was right there, and so I'll like 2 something in the morning. I came home from the store. I'm going to sleep, and I was like in that state where you're like kind of asleep but kind of not, and I heard someone say, "Give me your fucking money! Give me your fucking money, bitch!" And so I go, "Oh shit!" I spring up. I have like the curtains. I open them up. I see this guy fucking punch this woman in the face in the street. And I go, "Oh shit!" I get on the phone. I call 911. They're like, "Sir, can you see?" I'm like, "They're like 30 feet. Like you got to get here." And I see a fucking helicopter come in, hit him with the fucking light. And in my mind, I'm like, "Oh shit!" I called that in. And so I can't see what happens. They like go they keep going, and like 5 minutes later, Ari Shafir texts me. And that fucking weirdo, he followed the West Hollywood police, like their Twitter page or something. He's like, "Cops just came, your block. A guy got arrested for having a gun." It was a pimp shaking down a fucking hooker, had a gun on him, got arrested. It was like, 2 in the morning. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, they pushed all those hookers down further. Like they started clearing out West Hollywood and just started pushing them down towards like Western.
We were getting high one night. Me and a girl and another girl were snorting coke on the first floor. A gardener. We're going deep. It's got to be 5 in the morning. And all of a sudden, we're sitting there and we hear, "You've been sucking my dick for 20 minutes and all I got is teeth. Suck that dick correctly." And we're like looking at each other. We thought like somebody threw their voice in the room. Like we thought like all of us were like, "Did you just say that?"
Who invited Jeff Dunham?
And we looked outside and the guy was out there with this hooker on her hands and knees, sucking the guy's dick. And he's like, "I just told you, stop using your teeth, bitch." That's how fucking nuts that neighborhood was.
Right off Gardner too. If you went down towards like Santa Monica,
Oh,
it was called Vaseline Alley.
yeah, that's Trannyville down there. They'll fuck you in the ass. Astro Burger? Yeah, that's what they give out Astro Slide. That's why that
was the Vaseline
that's
Alley.
the Vaseline. Oh yeah. There used to be a restaurant across the street from there. When we first got to LA, if you didn't want to go to Rock and Roll Denny's, Stanhope would go there for breakfast. They had a back. You could smoke cigarettes. And they used to keep it open at night, and somebody got raped in there or something. And then they had to close the place. Like, we used to go to restaurants where a woman got raped in there, like a guy got raped. We went in there the next day, and the place is closed.
We got to close it down. Too many rapes
And then
around
that
here.
night, they were like, "Yeah, the place
Figured
was
there'd be
used,
some deals today.
the place was used for
But
rape."
you won't go to Denny's.
Fuck Denny's. I ain't eating that cheddar
I'd rather
cheese.
eat in the rape place than
This
Denny's.
rape place is run by like Hawaiians.
Come to Rapey's Diner.
And they have like the best breakfast on that neighborhood. But at night it was like doubled as a bar. I never went to the bar. But I guess some guy, it was like a rapey place for guys. They would started raping guys, and then guys would go in there and get lured in there and get fucked in the ass.
It was their new marketing campaign. You're a dude looking to rape another dude.
And you know who
Come
lived
on over.
around the corner from right there? Eddie Bravo.
Did he?
Oh, he did. I remember. Yeah, I
Eddie
remember
Bravo
hearing-
lived a block down from Astro Burger, right there on the corner. All you had to do is walk 25 yards next to a body shop.
Is that why I got into jiu-jitsu? Teaching self-defense for the Hawaiian restaurant?
That was crazy down there. And are you nuts met at the store? That's the first time you guys met?
Yeah.
And what possessed you to become a comedy writing team?
Basically the spots at the store were like, we're not going to make it as comics doing this shit. You know, you couldn't get like, I mean, basically doing stand-up was just trying to display your writing ability more or less, you know? And so I came out here because I wanted to write movies, which, you know, was kind of a...
What did you major in?
Well, so I went to college when I was like 21 because my mom really wanted me to go to college, but I was selling cars, I was racing cars, and I thought, hey, this is it. But then I got in an accident and that shit didn't work out for me. And I was like, I don't want to sell cars the rest of my life. There's no way. So I enrolled in this film school in Chicago. And then after that, I did my last semester out here in LA. And then literally after school ended, I did stand up, my first open mic at the Comedy Store. And then I was writing movies. I met him and we started writing movies together. And we haven't gotten a movie made yet.
What's your process? I mean,
For writing?
yeah, like, do you guys have a process, more or less? Do you?
It's tough. In terms of like whenever we have meetings, people would always ask like, how do you write? Because when there's two people, some people write like one writes and then they hand it off to the other guy. We always would write together.
We used to literally sit right next to each other and then like literally type and then talk. Like literally right next to each other on a couch and just watch the screen and do it. But then we started doing like screen sharing and stuff like that.
And the technology permitted that you could sit on your own couch.
But you know, like, and we were so deep in that, but the industry has changed. But man, we can't, God, we're close on a lot of things. We could always get a good agent or a good manager because we always had good material, but it was just like, you know, it's like everything shifts. At one point they're looking for this and you have something like that, but by the time you get everything set up and go into pitch, they're on to something else. And so I don't know, I think at this point, you know, you're just tired of playing the game, and like the more shit that you can just do on your own without having to rely upon a studio or anybody, a network to like get your shit out there. I mean, you know, it's like doing your own specials or doing your own thing, man. It's so
weird, even like the movie business. You make a good movie now, that's great. But guess what? There's a lot of people that make a good movie.
Yeah.
You got to make 3 or 4 good movies to get people to pay attention to you, you know? Comedy, you get one good special, one shitty special. You know what? You need all of them to be good because... So, I think writing is a beautiful thing that I'm horrible at. Like, I'm horrible at it, but I like it because you control your own destiny.
Absolutely.
You can write shit, put it away, keep tuning it up, and then when that tide comes back, it's like the guy who had, what was that show on ABC about the wives and the one block, and that was like a script he had for fucking 10 years.
There's a lot of guys like that.
Yeah, they go into a pitch meeting and they go, what else you got?
They say that to you every fucking meeting. You'll pitch them a whole fucking movie.
3 months together.
You're working out this pitch, every word, every fucking joke. You do it all for them. You can tell they're really not paying attention. What else you got? What about the fucking thing I just gave you that I spent 3 months of my life on?
I'll think about that, but what else are you working on right now? Well, I'm working on this. And that's when how long have you guys been writing together?
I mean, 03 is like when we, it took a while for us to kind of like get good material together.
It's crazy that like 03 you started. What are we, 17?
18.
Like, so 18, whatever the fuck. So that means you guys have been writing together for 15 years.
Yeah.
So in about 2 years, one of you will look at the other one and go, you know what, you're the kiss of death. You know what I'm saying? We can't put together nothing. Let's split. And all of a sudden, a month later, you'll get a call. Hey, we had a meeting with you 3 years ago. And you gave us the script. I just got an offer for $600,000. Do you have anything else? And you're like, yeah, hold on. Let me call him back on the phone. That's what happens.
Yeah.
It's, it's waiting for the miracle to happen.
And that's the crazy thing about writing is like people like, if you look at the career, it's like what they don't see is all these great things that you have written that haven't gone anywhere or are still waiting. People don't realize like the process. Even if you had a show now and it got picked up, it's going to be 3-4 years before it fucking even debuts. If you have to deal with all the development Then you go casting. Then there's pilots and there's test screenings and there's all this shit.
It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
It's,
absolutely.
It's amazing that anything ever gets made.
Yeah.
When just anytime any lawyer gets involved, like even like we've done shit on the web, it takes forever.
4 months, 5 months, 4 years.
Forever.
I mean, yeah, the last thing we had was 6 months for just lawyers to agree
On specific wording. Like, hey, I don't like this word, and then they go back on that for fucking 2-3 weeks. And like you're just sitting there, you're like, I need a fucking check, man. Like, agree.
Yeah.
But like they're just like, no, it just gets crazy. But this town, for me, I think for both of us, it's been great kicking you in the balls, but like right like a day after you get kicked in the balls, you find $1 bill. And it just always gives you something to stay around.
keeps you in the game.
Yeah, just enough to be like, well, there's light. There's light at the end of the tunnel. And even look at like Leslie Jones, who got fucking, what she got on SNL at 47, 48?
Yeah.
48 years old. So it's like
Leslie Jones on SNL at 47 years old.
oldest
We had
new
just
cast member.
We worked with her in 2012 on this thing we had, and like, I mean, yeah, I mean, she's like wouldn't return our call, our manager, because she thought it was like bill collectors coming. So finally, she's like, "Oh, I didn't know it was an opportunity." And then and we just did this little thing with her, and like, yeah, I mean, she was just like happy to do. Like, she's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, man!" Like, nobody's coming to me to do shit. She was a powerhouse comic though. She would slay.
She was tougher than fucking nails, man.
It's the thing. It just goes to show you, even if you like, there's guys that go in. I mean, also like you were just fucking. You would crush, but you have to be like the darling of the industry. You got to check all the boxes. You got to have the look. You got to be able to go on TV. Like if you're doing what you do and being you, a lot of times that involves like sometimes you're going to interact with the crowd. Sometimes you're going to do like, but they want shit that they can throw on TV. You got to do quick jokes that people will get right away. If you want to do a Tonight Show in order to build you up, in order to do this, it takes a lot longer when you're just trying to be you.
But look what happened with the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, when I got here, I was too old. I didn't fit the type.
Not clean.
It was very gut-wrenching for the first 2 or 3 years and very frustrating because I didn't have one of the qualities they were looking for. Not one of the qualities that they were looking for. But I had one quality that kept me here. I was onto something. I wasn't funny. I was onto something. And that's why Mitzi kept giving me spots. I was onto something. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't fit that. You know, when I got here, all these non-funny, good-looking guys were getting deals. Good-looking guys getting deals that had 3 minutes of material and couldn't hold their own at the Comedy Store. I remember one guy in particular. He looked like Steve Reeves had died and come back to life 20 times better than him. This guy was gorgeous. I forget what his name was. And every time he walked into a comedy club, he had 2 Jews with him. That's how much they protected his investment. This guy was a guarantee fucking television star. And one night they made a fucking crucial mistake. They set up a showcase for him at the Comedy Store main room, like a benefit, and he had to follow Dice.
Ooh.
And I'll never forget that he fell apart at the seams, and I never saw that guy again.
Ah, man.
You know, so I knew I had one thing going for me, that I was onto something, and number 2, I was at the store. So you know what? You don't want me to go to Montreal because you think I'm too dirty or I don't fit your little scheme? Really doesn't matter to me. You don't want me for Comedy Central? Doesn't matter to me. I'm at the store. I'm over there. I may not be with the Gambinos, but I'm with the Lucchese's, and we're picking up steam. You know what I'm saying? We just figured out how to fucking hook up with cocaine. So we're picking up fucking steam. Within a year, we're going to have 3 million, and we can battle up against you. So that's how I always looked at it. It looked dimmer. Every year, it looked dimmer. Like once 2000 came and 2001, it looked like I didn't have a chance. But then they told you if you book television, you have a chance. So I booked a pilot. Nothing happened. I booked basketball. Nothing happened. I booked a De Niro movie. I was already with that one. I was already getting the fucking suit to walk into CAA and ICM. Nothing happened. Yeah. So all that shit was bullshit. So it's like every year they rewrote the rules on you to what you need to do to get to that next level.
And also you think like, oh, once I get in at CAA, or we were at one of the big agencies and they didn't do anything for it. I mean, then you realize now you're the lowest guy on their fucking roster.
And now people say, well, where did you guys come from? We came from CAA or we came from ICM. Well, I'm Joe Schmo up in fucking Woodland Hills. If they couldn't do nothing for you,
Yeah, what do you think I'm gonna do?
what am I going to do for you? So now you're on your own, and you're pretty much shot. But see, I believe in something completely different. I believe that now you have the internet.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe that now you have the internet. You know what? You want a book you want to read? Right? You could write an ebook that motherfucker. You want to shoot sketches or something like that? I mean, yeah, you could fucking go on there and look for money and beg for money and get $50 in a go-go account, whatever the fuck. But that's not what you want to fucking do. You want to shoot videos or something and keep the money low, but to shoot that, you got to use either actors that are known or actors that have internet presence. Every fucking day there's a new web series, and what happens?
Yeah.
They go down to Pizza Row. Why? Because, number one, you never told nobody about it. You didn't prepare them. You didn't let them know it was coming. You put it on this guy's Facebook page and waited for us to sell itself. Web series could do great in this economy because I'm going to work. I would love to be able to watch a 7-minute clip 5 days a week, every day at work with a fucking ending on Friday. I would love to have that. And it comes out every fucking day at 6 a.m. So basically all you're doing is shooting 10 episodes and cutting them into 7-minute clips 5 days in a row. That would fucking kill right now.
Yeah, that's what that was what when we first started doing stuff, we did stuff with Rent is Easy. We did a web series. We did a couple seasons of it, and it was a big hit. Like, I mean, if you can get 500,000 or 1 million views on something, it's fucking, I mean, you're doing as well as Comedy Central's doing. And so, I mean, yeah, that's where we're at. It's just kind of like, you just got to do everything yourself now. It's like
everything is yourself. Here's the beauty of it. Here's the thing that nobody really understands. That you do everything yourself since day one.
True.
At the end, when they ship you in that casket, you're like, my agent was great, but all he did was piggyback the seeds that I planted. You're always going to have to plant seeds. That's why there's such a high failure rate here. Because people sign with an agent, they think that's it, the end all be all. Not me. I bought Backstage every fucking Wednesday. If it was at that Curson on 7-Eleven at 4:55, it was in my house at 5 o'clock. By 8 in the morning the next morning, I had my envelopes out for student films. You follow me? That was the difference between me and everybody else. That by that, yeah, and guess what? I fill those envelopes coked out to the gills. I'd be snorting coke, writing fucking resumes
in the envelope,
fucking putting it in the envelope. But at 8 the next morning, as coked up as I was, I mailed those fucking things. So even though the agent kept telling me, no, you're not going to get in for this, no, okay, let's just see. Because the casting director's job is to get the job done, to get the job cast. She doesn't need more fire. If you're the one for that movie, send in your own audition tape. Stop talking shit. There's money in this town.
Absolutely.
There's money at every different level. You guys are a cunt hair away from being millionaires. You're a cunt hair away. You're great writers. I like your stuff. You're a little out there. You're a little bit fucking crazy. It's just hanging in there. You've seen the people around you grow, have you not?
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, I know you since 2003. It's 2000, whatever the fuck.
I would see Ari at Ralph's when Ari lived on Sunset, and he'd have a fucking cart full of meat. And like, what the fuck are you doing? He was buying meat that was like expiring or like on that day for very cheap, and he would freeze it all.
He would have like 30 pounds of meat.
So he was so...
You think it's only $1?
He was so broke that he was buying fucking old meat to freeze. I mean, now I look at Ari now, and he's a fucking... it's a little different.
What's the difference that he did?
He finally stopped playing the game.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's it.
That's it.
Someday you got to wake up, you go, hey, what am I doing playing this fucking game?
It's like I told you, I'm listen, every week I get an email, guys. Every week I get that one email. Okay? And it's, hey, how you doing? It's either Mr. or we love your podcast. It starts off fucking complimentary as shit. And then it goes into, I'm shooting, blah, blah, blah. Would love to have you on this project. And sometimes you click the link. Sometimes you say you can't, whatever. The shit that comes my way is so fucking bad. And when you read it, by the structure.
Yeah.
Like, I know as soon as I see structure, you're done. This is no bueno.
Well, you've read, you've read, that's the thing.
Yeah,
actors know when this.
I see, like, I got one a couple of weeks ago. There's a lot of dough attached, but I read the thing and I go, this ain't gonna
How much will you read before you're like, I know this sucks?
4 pages.
Yeah.
5 pages.
And then do you stop or do you read? You're like, that's it.
I'll come back later on. I'll think about what I read and
Yeah.
maybe come back later on. But I know in the first 3 or 4 pages
whether it's something that's
what I want to do.
yeah.
Like I was with a guy that we were trying to pitch something, and I would talk to him. This is very difficult. I would talk to him and explain to him what I wanted and what I didn't want to do. He came back with this whole thing, and he started telling me all these movies he'd referenced that I fucking hated. So all this shit he had, so in the middle of the 9 pitches, I go, I don't want to do it, because that's not what I want to do. Then what do you want to change? This is what I have to change. This is what I just know. I've been here long enough. So I know, you know how many mob things I've read?
Oh,
I'm sure a
yeah.
million.
You know how many mob things I read after The Sopranos? When The Sopranos were getting ready to get off the air, do you have any idea how many mob things I read?
I'm sure everything that was ever going into production came through you.
You have no idea. You have no idea. So I know the first 4 or 5 pages. I know. Like you just know. And you hate being judgmental, but you got to look at the time.
Yeah, it's
and
time you spend on fucking.
And I got to look at what that movie's going to do for me, guys. I'm 55.
Absolutely.
I'm not getting no younger. If I was 32, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But what is it going to do to me acting next to this, acting next to this guy? This guy's got no IMDb. What am I going to gain from this? I'm not going to gain nothing. You're just taking me away from your family and make me do something I don't want to really do. And you're not going to lift a rock. And at this point, even if you lift a rock, I really don't want to do it.
It's not going to be good because your heart's not in it.
I really don't want to do it.
You're not attached to it.
You got other revenue too. I mean, you got stand up. You got, you know what I mean? It's not like you fucking.
No. But I remember I got disenchanted with acting years ago. Like once I saw, first of all, I never came here from Broadway. So I'm not that guy. But I did enjoy it. I did like it as a, what's his name? Said that, whatever, is enthusiasm when you go from field to field. I love doing stand-up. Guess what? I don't want to do it 52 weeks a year.
I remember even back in the day, you were like, I got to get off planes. You were like, I'm done.
And you're like, I don't do Sunday shows.
Yeah.
And I got to get the fuck out of here.
Know.
Yeah.
They know. I paid my dues. So, it's like, but it keeps me fresh. I love doing stand-up. But as far as, I think 10 years ago, I think a little after The Longest Yard, by 2007, I was done with acting. Unless you come at me with, and I decided that. Like I was getting all this shit thrown at me. YouTube stuff, this, and I was like, I don't want to do none of this stuff. And I made it a mental note just to put no. Then they offered me grudge match, which sucked, but it still gave me a level up.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
follow
That's
me?
like
At least
you're in
I
there
acted
with legit
opposite
people.
De Niro, and so I don't mind doing those things. That's going to help me a level up. I get to experience different people. But to be honest, at this point in my life, to work with like something 3 days, I got to drive to Calabasas. I can't shoot my podcast. You're going to get a no. Like, you got to get a no. I can't do it. I'm not even interested in it.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird. But my heart goes out to you guys because I know you've been in the fucking game.
In the trenches.
All it is sticking with it.
That's all it is.
And also, if you've adapted your life, like my lifestyle is so cheap now, I can live off anything. Like
you don't give a fuck. If they pay you, it's like a cherry on the sundae.
Yeah.
The most important thing is that you love what you do. And you didn't get trapped back in fucking, still sweeping at the hotel. And you didn't get trapped back in Boston, wherever the fuck you came from, doing what you didn't want to do. That's the shit that's the most important about being out here, is keeping that dream alive. And
also, once you get a certain age and all your friends that do have money and they're just like, all they ever want to hear is the stories of what you've been up to. Because there's nothing. Like, they have money now, but it's like, can't go anywhere because they're working all the time. Can't do anything. 2 weeks out of the year that they want to go on vacation, they're too tired from their job the whole year to fucking want to go anywhere.
Brother, like the man said, it's better to want than to have.
I agree.
Sometimes
I fucking agree.
It's better to want than to have. That's why you better fucking think about it really good. Because one day they might come to you, Danish and O'Neill, and go, hey, we love that sitcom idea. And for 8 years, for 30 weeks out of that year, you're working 14-hour days.
I mean, you hear a lot of fucking, comics, act, whatever, and they're like, my glory days were when I was struggling creatively. I mean, obviously money-wise and all that, but...
Well, yeah, I mean, we even know, like, just the stuff we've worked on, and then you start getting notes, and you're like, man, this was so much more fun when we were just writing shit that we wanted to write.
All this shit, I could give a Frenchman's fuck about. If I could turn the clock back and get to sleeping on Ralphie May's floor when Ralphie was broke. if I could go back to when Ralphie was broke, that was the best times I had here. The only person I knew with money at the time was Rogan. And not really. He was just on news radio.
I remember
That's
years
it.
ago, I was a door guy, and you would just, like, when you worked that job, you just sit. I didn't know you very well at all.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you talk to Rogan, and you had this, like, 10-minute conversation with Rogan about what are you going to do if the apocalypse comes, or, like, some fucking, like, a flood or an earthquake, and you're like, fucking ATMs are going to be closed. Your money's going to be no good. And you could see in his eyes, like, oh shit, this guy's got a fucking point.
Yeah, your money's going to be no good. So you better always have 20 G's lodged at the house. He thought I was trying to set him up to rob him. He's like, oh, if I put 20 lodged in my house, you'll just fucking rob me. He didn't know that I'm dead serious. You got to have an envelope.
No, man, yeah.
You got to have an envelope in 10 different places. That ATM system is set up to shoot down someday, and you're going to go.
I'm a cash
and
guy.
your balance is going to be zero, and they're not going to know what the fuck happened because the power went out in China. You're fucked.
When he was looking at you, like, this guy has a you had like an hour-long plan of what you were going to do, and he's like, I have no idea. Like, I could see the wheels there, like, oh shit, I better fucking think about that.
I'm not a conspiracy therapist, whatever the fuck. I'm a realist. One day, that's what those ATMs are for. So you can have every single dime you have invested in those things. And one day the power's going to go off like your computer, and all the files are going to get erased. And you're going to go up there looking for your 9,000, and there's going to be zero on top of zero. And they don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. It went into the fucking universe. You didn't down cloud it to one, whatever that one cloud. Look at one cloud my dick, okay? I got 10 different yards with money in those yards. You follow me? I got a couple of safety deposit boxes all over the country. In case I got to fly into there and make a pit stop close to the airport. I'm way ahead of you motherfuckers. You understand me?
When you see Joey with the shovel, you know shit.
Oh, I'm way ahead of you guys. I'm way ahead of you guys.
Got your fucking miner's cap on.
I've always been way ahead of you guys.
He's got a fucking map that's on a cereal box. Look at that.
Fuck yeah. Fuck the bank. I trust them like the fuck you. Guys, it was a real pleasure.
Thanks for having us,
finally,
man. Thank you.
I want to have you on quick
so
again so we could talk about the top topics I wanted to talk to you about.
Whenever you want.
About writing shit we don't want to write for money, and when they censor your writing and all that.
Sometimes when you write shit for that you don't want to write for money, you wish you had a 9-to-5 day job.
Listen, man, it's like when I shot this Netflix thing. They're like, the first 5 minutes, you got to write about your life and then go through. And I was like, you're killing me.
Oh, they gave you
They wanted me to say, because there's only 28 minutes. So they wanted your first 5 minutes to be a little bit about yourself, to introduce yourself.
Oh.
But then the night of, they changed it up. So I ate a ball of shit, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, you learn a lot. You learn to stick to your fucking guns.
Wouldn't you just rather, when I'm in those, you just rather fail on your own stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd rather go down on your own sword than someone say, hey, do this. And you're like, oh,
And that's exactly what I did. I died a slow fucking death.
I mean, I have a feeling I'm going to watch it. You've killed.
No, I died a slow death, I think. It's just, what I'm doing now is completely different. It's so weird. Like this, I'm back to 2006 at the Comedy Store, dangerous again.
Okay.
Dangerous, not giving a fuck. I don't give a fuck about what comes out of my mouth. If it hurts your feelings, it just makes no difference. I'm 55. I got one foot in the grave with a banana peel. And what are you going to do to me now? You going to come back at me like Kavanaugh 36 years later? You can suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? So you got choked at a party. Big fucking deal. Did he put his dick in your ass? No. Did he put his dick in your mouth? No. No harm done. He just choked you a little bit because you were a dumb bitch in the closet room.
Oh, no.
She's lucky he didn't go in the closet room in my hometown. They would have put fucking jackets on top of you and fucked you in the ass. There wouldn't have been no choking or grabbing. What the fuck is wrong with these people? 36 years later now, you want to come out and say a judge grabbed you? Really? He didn't even did he put his dick in your mouth? No. Did he put his dick in your ass? No. That wasn't a big deal. Everybody went home unscathed. You know what I'm saying?
Judge
You
Joey Diaz.
fucking assholes. What the fuck is going on? I love you guys. Thank you. Where can they find you? DanishAndO'Neill.com.
Yeah. Find us at find the podcast at Danish and O'Neill, Twitter account Danish and O'Neill, Danish and O'Neill Instagram. You can find me on Ryan O'Neill Comedy on Instagram.
I got a new Twitter at as well as our own, but I got at the Jeff Danis. If you want to check it
Nice.
out.
Look at
Check it
that.
out.
Fuck. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks so
Having me.
much.
I want to thank Danish and O'Neill for coming on today. Also, don't forget Boston and Foxwoods is sold out. Right now, all I got to work with is West Palm Beach Improv, October 11th to the 13th, and Hilarities from October 25th to the 27th. Now, like I told you at the beginning of the show, listen, since I started the podcast, people always want advice and picks and who's going to win, Khabib. Listen, I don't know. If I knew who was going to win, I wouldn't be here doing a fucking podcast every week. The truth is, I don't know who's going to win, but if you think you know, you got to check out my bookie. Why? Because who you're betting on is just as important as who you bet with. I would only recommend the service to the church family that's been good to me. That's why I'm urging you to make your way to my bookie, because you win, they pay. That's it. They got in-game live betting, over and unders on fantasy points scored, and the most rewarding player perks in the business. My bookie slammed with new bettors all day. They want to give you and everybody else, especially the church family, the best possible service. So what we're going to do is this. If you're willing to deposit after 7 o'clock Eastern Time, that's 4 o'clock California, they'll give you an additional $25 free play on deposits over $100. Yo, the Dodgers, 6 games away. Join now, and my bookie will match your deposit dollar for dollar. Use promo code CHURCH to activate the offer. So visit my bookie online today. That's my bookie, MYBOOKIE. And don't forget to use the promo code CHURCH when creating your account and claim up to $1,000 in free play. Who's better than them? Nobody. If you want it to hold down until 7 o'clock, they give you an extra $25, all right? So it's up to you. But I'd wait till after dinner to take the extra money. You play, you win, and you get paid. That's what my bookie does. I want to thank Arnon again. I want to thank Danis and O'Neill. I want to thank my main man, the Flying Jew, for helping me out. And I want to thank you guys for being fucking family and for giving us a chance and for listening every week. Have a great week. I hope this gets your week fucking started correctly. And I'll see you motherfuckers in 2 days. Stay black. Kick that mule, Lee.